shy.
I'm too scared to do it.
It's
Well,
okay,
we're on
Reid.
now.
You be
Well, it's
you.
hey, how about this? My Kickstarter hits the goal during this show. I'll do it.
All right.
All
So
right.
anyone watching who wants to know what that means,
You have
head
to.
over to Kickstarter.
That's right.
It's down in the description for anyone who just logged on, which is, apparently James. Thanks, James. Hi, James.
James.
Reed's Kickstarter is live, and it's so close to the goal, you guys.
It's
You
true.
should definitely check it out.
I haven't checked it since I got home.
It's like right there.
It's close. It's close, Reid.
Yep. Which I knew would happen.
Yeah, it's happening.
Yeah, totally.
It's happening.
So, Reid, do you want to tell anybody about your Kickstarter who doesn't know yet?
Yeah, if you don't know about it, I have a book called Summer Vacation that is live on Kickstarter right now. It is the story of a group of teachers who have a band and get this opportunity to go on their first tour ever, but it's during summer vacation. And it deals with all of their fun ins and outs of touring and dealing with their own internal struggles, as well as dealing with just everything going on tour and their battles with that and stuff. Yeah. So it's on Kickstarter and stuff. That's the tagline of the century. But it's on Kickstarter now. You can get cool extras like original art, sketches, signed book, lathe cut record, very limited on that. And then all that's still on there. So it's live for another 14 days and you can get it now. Get with it. It's great. It's something I'm really proud of. It's my first full fiction story as well. That's something.
Full length. Yeah.
Full length fiction. Yeah.
Nice. Well, Chris is also here. Batmanda's here. Hello. Hayden's here.
What up?
Hayden, you can also be overseas.
Oh,
and back the Kickstarter, just
it
FYI.
I ship it everywhere.
Nice.
Shipping it all over the world.
And it's not one of those Kickstarters where you have to use BackerKit or something after the fact, and then they calculate shipping. And I always hate that because I'm like, oh, okay, months from now I have to pay shipping on something that I already paid for, and it bothers me. This you just right then, you already know.
I've already got it. I've got it in there.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I hate that feeling of being surprised by a shipping charge. You're like, really?
Yeah.
This just is very upfront. I like that too.
Yeah, and Hayden is glad you're feeling better this week.
Thanks,
very nice.
Me too.
Chris is also hoping you feel better.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, definitely feeling better.
Nice.
We thought we were in the hospital with Reid, so thankfully didn't have to. You're good.
Didn't have to. I'm here.
I do have to say, Reid, I was saying to Kristen, I was like, put his ass in the car and take him to the hospital. I have to admit it. But I'm very glad that you started to feel better and that wasn't necessary. But I panicked. I'm all the way over here. I don't really know what's going on. I'm not in the house, so I panicked.
I was ready to go.
I know you were. I
grabbed my charger and everything. I was like, I'm going to be there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was fine. I was okay. It was dealt with it before.
Yeah.
Just when you get these little diabetes is weird when especially me, because when I get sick, not diabetes related, it then just throws all of my diabetes stuff completely just out the window. So it's nothing makes sense and everything just feels weird. So
yeah. And I'm sure it turns into sometimes when something's going on, if you're not sure what it is, you don't know. Is it diabetes? Is it just something else? Or,
sure.
That's got to be very stressful for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I was fine and we didn't go to the hospital and I just slept a lot.
That's good.
Which, speaking of, is your sugar better, Reid? Right now?
Right now? Is it better? Yeah. Yeah, it's fine.
He was having a low earlier. He's still, I know Reid's having a low because he starts, talking like he's drunk or something.
Oh.
And I'm just something's happening with you. He gets really giggly and, slurry and stuff. And I'm like, something's wrong.
Yeah.
So he's got a little bit of that still, I can tell. But
okay.
No, I'm good. I'm sitting pretty.
Good. We love that. Oh, Joe's here.
What's
up, peeps?
Joe.
The Guzz Buzz. I almost called him the Goes Buzz. The Goats Buzz. The Goats Guzz Buzz.
He's the goat.
He's the goat.
The
Yeah.
goat
So he's
boats.
Well, you know what? I'm not the greatest of all time at
reading.
Reading?
Yeah, how'd you both know? I feel very offended and I need to go. I'm offended that you guessed what I was going to say.
I was going to try to guess something else so you wouldn't be offended, but you kind of you set us up for that.
It's true.
You really did.
It's super true.
Yeah.
So I read 2 things. I don't know about you guys.
I read 3. Not much better than 2. Yeah.
Hey, I didn't finish anything.
Yes.
Hey. But
So,
you did read a significant amount of the thing that you read, though.
that's true.
Right?
Oh yeah,
I
we
did.
had a little teaser about what you were reading last week, I think. If that's
Yeah.
the same thing.
It's right. Should we just start with that, Reid?
I can
Sure.
do that because
Yeah.
we can go in order. I'll go first, and then Kristen, and then Mary. So it'll go from 0, 1, or 2, and 3. Yeah,
Ah, I
perfect.
like that.
Oh.
Numerical. What I am reading is Notoriously, apparently, and I can confirm I'm starting to enjoy it more, actually, surprisingly. But it is the Muppets Omnibus,
Nice.
and I've gotten pretty far. I think that's
I think
fair.
that's far, yeah.
I really didn't like it at the beginning. I really didn't, and I still have some issues with it. But right now, I'm enjoying it more. It's better than it was at the beginning.
How's
So-
the artwork? Do you like the artwork?
The artwork is fine. I don't know. Like, the artwork is part of it that just kind of bothers me at times. I don't love the coloring.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it might be too new coloring for me. Like, there's so much airbrushing happening. Trying to find a good example. And then it switches artist at one point, which is fine. Like, this is the second artist. And it's not bad, but it's definitely interesting.
You want to make you big?
No. Sorry.
Yeah, I have to say, Fozzie the bear looked a little something.
Right? It's
Yeah.
those little things to where I'm like, I've done a Muppet fan comic myself. If you didn't know, I did one in the world on Animal, and it's only on Animal. But I feel like even on the cover, like, Fozzie looks a little sus.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about Fozzie.
It's him. Like, the rest I think are pretty good.
I think it's the fact that it's like you have to choose what you're gonna do hair wise, because they're like
He kind of has those dead eyes too.
Oh, all of their eyes are dead. All of their eyes are dead.
Oh, that'll do it.
I think maybe that's it. Like, because even Kermit's eyes, like in that cover, like I know we all know that's Kermit, but he looks dead inside a little bit.
He looks high. Not high. He looks I don't know, coked up or something. He looks
Like
the
there he is driving the car.
Yeah. Oh, look
And
at Miss
I'm like-
Piggy. Wait a minute.
His
I'm
mouth's
sorry to
kind
get.
of weird.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry
go
to
back
get
to Miss Piggy.
squeaky. Miss Piggy.
Piggy's the worst. Like, honestly, I find myself skipping all of Miss Piggy centric issues, or like very quickly getting through them, because I'm like,
Yeah.
and my thing is, I love the Muppets. I
Me
think
too.
Muppet Treasure Island is like the greatest film. And I'm just there are so many things in it that I'm like, there's too many words. That's a problem. Not even like I hate words, because I love words, as you know from me picking all of Kristen's TBR. So many words.
Yes, she hates the words.
But there's something about it's like you're missing the opportunity. It's like the Muppet gags don't need all them words.
True.
Like, and it's just, I think it's also like I don't think the voice isn't entirely captured. Like, Gonzo is a missed opportunity in the book and drawn very weirdly. Like, no one knows what Gonzo is, so we could do much more. I don't know, or even like like Dr. Honeydew, Professor Honeydew or whatever. He looks so weird.
He does. I'm not really just saying all this stuff. This is upsetting me because I do love the Muppets too, and I have that book on my shelf, and now you're really making me want to pick it up and see what you're experiencing.
You should, because there are times where I'm like honestly, why just? I wish this entire omnibus was just Gonzo and all of his chicken mistresses.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I find that those are my favorite stories. And I think I just came up with my next Muppet comic that I'm going to have to make. It'll be just Gonzo.
Love it.
Gonzo, the chicken pimp.
Well, if you guys want to get his Muppets bootleg,
man.
Thanks, James.
James is so on it all the time. Thank you.
Rules.
Hayden's still waiting for Disney to do Muppets Treasure Planet. Was that set to happen?
I don't think so. I think because they're two separate things, and I think Treasure Planet is the most underrated Disney like animation that's not like Pixar animation. Like the second, like the weird like experimental phase of Disney or whatever they call it. It's because it's so good.
Yeah,
and it's great on its own, and then Muppet Treasure Island is also great on its own. But if you mixed the two, I would lose my mind.
My favorite, as long as we're talking Muppets, my favorite movie is Muppets Take Manhattan. Love that movie. That's a
good one.
Yeah. The Great Muppet Caper. There's a lot of they are great movies.
True. Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yes. Yes.
That's a good one. They're all good. Kristen has no opinion on Muppets.
No?
I like Muppets.
You haven't seen any of these Muppet movies.
I've probably seen some of them when I was a kid, but I mean,
probably, yeah.
It's been a long time, so I'm like,
you don't commit them to memory like a psychopath, like I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did other movies like It Takes Two and Spice World.
Oh, there it is. There's Spice World.
There's 12
Spice
minutes
World
in.
enters the chat.
There it is.
Oh, love that. Hayden says stop doing live action remakes of Disney animated movies and just do Muppet remakes of them.
Yes.
Actually, that would be great. That's a good idea.
Yes. I like to imagine everyone's a Muppet. Like
generally.
When I get bored, like when I think about it, like I'm like, yeah. I would do that especially at like a job when I'd be mad at people. I'd just be like, man, if these people make me mad, I'm just gonna pretend they're a Muppet.
That's fun.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Hayden's deep hatred for Muppets Christmas Carol?
Is it because you don't like Michael Caine?
Are you a big Dickens fan and you're like, don't touch my sacred book? What could it be?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what could it be?
We gotta know.
Super Grover. Yes, I agree, James.
Does that count? Yeah, that counts.
Oh, that counts so much.
I even enjoyed the Jason Segel Muppet movie. Yeah.
I like that too.
He did a good job, I think.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yep.
We got you, James.
We got it.
By the way, I have Alexander the dog here. I think he wants to join, so I'm going to try to pick him up.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
I didn't want you to think I was like falling out of the chair or something. Or Come here, bud.
Should we all sing Dog Body or
Dog Body? Come here.
Cause the heart is on a dog body.
He's looking at me like I'm a liar. He's like, I didn't want to come up there. Right. Oh well.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that attitude.
Fine.
Hayden says it was just this one movie my family played constantly, even when it wasn't Christmas, and it just got ruined for me. That's fair. I think
get it.
Yeah.
There are certain family memory things that ruin things. That makes sense.
Yeah. I understand.
I get it. Okay. All right.
That's all I read. That's what I did. I read.
You did it. That counts.
Listen,
that counts.
The great thing I think about this live stream is we're never going to come on here and BS. Like some weeks it's going to be like, all right, that's how much Reid read. That's how much,
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
I get it.
That's all I got.
You're up, Kristen.
Well, Batman does like some of the Christmas Carol movies, but the book is better than all of them, in her opinion. Yeah, okay.
I get that.
I wanted Muppets Beauty and the Beast, and the Beast is just Chris Hemsworth walking around shirtless with his rockin' Thor bod. And when the curse is broken, he turns back into Kermit. Actually love that.
Oh, that'd
Love
be
this
so
plot.
good.
Yeah, that needs to happen. Hayden gets to writing that.
Yeah.
We'll read that fanfic.
Mhm.
Nice.
I read The Aquanaut. I finished it. I believe I talked about reading this last week.
Mhm.
Look, it's very short. It's clearly probably aimed at middle grade or so. But this is what I read. So I really like the art. I did enjoy this. I believe I give it a 3 out of 5, which equals 6 out of 10.
Is it a 6 out of 10, or is it a 7 out of 10?
No, it's 6
Okay.
out of 10 for sure. Again, the art I think is the best part. But it was fun. It's about this girl who these sea creatures like inhabit this this diving suit, and they walk around in it. It's like mechanical, but they're all up in the head, like controlling it, like a little crab and a little octopus. So she's got to like hide them, and there's this whole mystery about it, and there's an aquarium and a situation. Anyway, it was fun. It wasn't amazing, but it was fun. So I enjoyed it. 3 out of 5. Yeah.
I like that.
What's your face, Reid?
I'm just confused.
About the
Why?
when you mentioned the octopus and the little crab, Reid got very confused.
Yeah. See, they're all in the head, and the body's like mechanical.
Okay.
And they walk around.
And so is there water in the head?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's the opposite of like a human.
Because their water's in their bladder?
No, because like when a human goes underwater.
This conversation's gonna get weird.
Never mind. It's the entire time, all I was thinking, I was like, so this is basically just like some weird version of that scene in the Little Rascals movie where they all like get bundled up under like a trench coat, and they go to the bank to try to get money.
Kind of.
Like that's this just with an octopus and a crab.
Kind of.
Okay.
There's a little more to it, but yeah, kind of.
I just want to make sure I understand it.
Yeah. I think it's a great library read. Grab this from your library. That's what I think.
I enjoyed that. Hey.
It
startled me a little.
Sorry.
That's okay. It's okay. I'm jumping today.
Speaking of library read, of course I picked this up. My Cat Hates Me.
Aww.
Which is translated from Chinese, apparently, because Maddie was real stoked. She was like, oh my gosh, is the English version out? Because I guess she has it in Chinese, so that's really cool.
And you were like, no, I'm reading it in Chinese.
Yeah, I should have. A lot of it's just like illustrations and comic stuff. And it's all this dog who's like a silly pug, right? And this cat who is grumpy. You know, grumpy cat, grumpy dog, or not grumpy dog, dog. Anyway, it was really fun. I really liked it. Of course, I really liked it, though, right?
Yeah, that's pretty on brand.
Yeah, it's good times. Like, here's one about, and I love their whole relationship, the cat and the dog. So, like, should I show this? here's the cat and the dog, okay? And then the dog takes a little poop in the floor, and he's embarrassed, okay? He does it, though.
No.
And then it says, eons later, Bubba Boo, that's the dog, seems to have had a sudden realization. And then he grabs it and eats it real quick.
Ew.
And the cat's like, oh no, can't unsee.
I gotta tell you.
Good times.
When you asked if you should show it, my answer now is no.
Mm-hmm. Well, you didn't like see it though, right? I don't know.
Wait, what's the cat's name?
Your Highness.
Who named okay, so I understand that like sometimes you get animals from a shelter and they have names.
I mean, look at him. He's Your Highness. Come on.
No, I'm more upset about Bubba Boo.
Well, there's translation too, right? We don't know what.
Well, then at that point you could translate it to anything.
Like Bobby or like Bobby.
Yeah, make it Bob.
I don't know why I chose the poo thing to share with you guys. I'm really sorry about that.
Listen,
you should be.
I'm sorry that I attempted to censor you. That was wrong of me. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I understand. I don't. I don't. Anyway, it's fun. I liked it a lot. So I should probably get this for myself.
I love cover's great.
It looked kind of like Where Does It Stand on Cat Person by Seo Kim.
Oh,
because it gives me that vibes when I would like peek over and you were reading it.
It's interesting. The art is like
the art doesn't love. I don't love.
I don't either. Well, I love this art, right? So this art is beautiful, and then like the very, very simplistic drawings of the human who's the author of this book do not match up. And maybe that's on, I mean, clearly it's a style they chose, right?
Right.
But there are just certain little moments like I don't love the art here.
You don't love those WikiHow graphics.
Yeah, like
that's mean, but that's what it looks like to me.
There are definitely certain aspects that are very, very simplistic and feel like I don't know a nice way to put it. I don't. Which is it don't but it's weird nice. Because look at how I just think the art of this cat alone is beautiful, and then you see the line work in the human, and I'm just confused, right? I'm like, why doesn't it match up? Is it because the cats are the cat and the dog are the point? I don't know. Maybe. It's like, look, that's beautiful. Beautiful. Love it.
Yeah, that's great.
You know? But then I see this and I'm like, what? Right?
Yeah, it's just weird. It's a weird choice.
So there were font choices I didn't love either. If we're just nitpicking. Yeah. Right? Just generally like
you only read 2 things, so come on, we gotta nitpick it.
I don't love the font choice here, right? I feel like it's not papyrus, but like it should be. You know what I mean? Did you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's some font humor for you guys. But then this one's like too it's nearly Comic Sans. Can we just say it? It's nearly Comic Sans, and not in a fun way.
Why is it all different though? That's
also a great question. I don't know. So I still really liked it, but there are certain aspects I kept being like, this is weird. Like, why is it? This is confusing. Why is it so different? You know?
Yeah. It gives me like a collage, school like art class collage vibes. Yeah. Just with how juxtaposed and different it looks.
Yeah, and even like when there's a lot of text on the page, I get confused, and it just. There's something about it that feels
disjointed.
Yeah, it's that, and I don't know a better way to put it other than not professional. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it feels like this would make more sense to me with some of these things if it were self-published.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Is that fair?
Yep.
I mean, nothing against self-publishing. Reid's currently self-publishing a graphic novel on Kickstarter. Check it out.
It's true. It won't look like that.
No, it looks better. I don't know. And then there are certain like even the way they did some of the strips. I'm wondering, I didn't look into the history of this. I'm imagining it maybe started online. That's how it felt, right? And again, not that that's a bad thing, because like I've read tons of webcomics that I love. And again, really liked it. But things like this where you're already like, okay, you don't read it like panel to panel like this. You read it down like this, right? And they give you a little grid so you understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was still like, this seems like difficult to have to explain. Why is it laid out like this, right? I don't know. And again, maybe that has to do with a translation and how our languages are different and they're, shown differently, whatever. I get that. I still enjoyed it. But I was confused a lot of the time by certain choices. That's all.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Also, thanks, Hayden. That's Comic Sans bold. Maybe it is.
Good call.
Oh, the Muppets Take Manhattan comic books is part of the Muppet Babies omnibus.
Oh.
Read that's on the shelf.
That's coming next.
That's on the shelf.
That's next. This is going to be Reid's omnibus year. I'm going to do. I'm going to read. This is actually my first omnibus, just so everybody is aware.
Is it
like
really?
Ever?
Like legit omnibus. Like, I mean, because I guess you could say, like, because there are non-Marvel omnibus that I've read or that I've tried reading. But I feel like this is my first Marvel one.
Wow.
I'm gonna do this
you.
one, and then I want to do the Todd McFarlane one. The same stuff, just
Yeah.
really like I have a type.
Right.
There you
Yeah,
go.
totally. Love that.
All right, is it my turn?
It's you.
It is.
So these are all the books that I completed are the books that I showed last time that I borrowed from the library.
Wow,
So
you're
the
so
first-
good.
Listen,
Showing
and
books last time and then actually reading them?
But
Who
you know
is
what?
she?
I can't wait
Don't
to
like
return
this.
them though. I can't wait to
Yeah,
return them because
that's fair.
that's the thing with library books, right? You're like, you feel accomplished. You want to, I'm like, now I got to hang on to them because we're doing this show. So,
Do you wish that like there was a thing when you returned it? Like, so you know how they used to have like the old school cards in the library
yes,
book? Like,
yes.
they should bring that back, and you should be able to write in that you actually finished the book when you
Oh,
return it, just so there's a record. So when you get it, you can open it up and look,
Yeah.
and you can be like, this person, like, oh, look at all these people who checked out this book and didn't read it.
Losers.
And then you can just brag about it because, I mean, I think all of us are guilty of it. No one ever reads everything they get from the library.
Yeah, you're walking around, you get greedy, you're like taking all these
all the
books
time.
home. Yeah.
Me forever.
That's the whole reason I 90% of the time don't let Kristen go into the library with me.
It's true. I'm like, hey, I gotta go to Hold, and he's like, you're not going in. I'm gonna get the Hold. And I was like,
I will just get it.
By the
for
way,
you.
I have like 3 Holds. Reid, they came in today.
But Reid, there's a little backstory on this. Whenever you go into the library or go into the grocery store, we have this little joke. We're like, "Oh, he left you in the car again." But I know why. I know why she was left in the car. Yeah,
it's true. Yeah.
Because often I'll pull out that voice memo and I'll be like, "Oh, I'm left in the car.
I'm waiting for Reid. He's inside getting my holds."
Yeah.
My favorite is when she makes you pick up like sassy books for her. And you have to like go check them out.
It's great. It's all self checkout. Like I wish that it wasn't self checkout, just so I could have that conversation with them, and they'd be like, "Ooh, look at you."
You're like, yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading that.
I can't wait. Yeah.
All right. So the first one I finished was Maids by Katie Skelly, and I believe Kristen read this and was meh about it.
Reid's also read this.
Oh, you have? That's right. So now I understand why you were meh about it.
Okay.
I mean, when a book starts off this way with an eyeball on the floor, I personally think I'm going to like just love it. Like it's got to be creepy, especially if it's based on something, a crime that really happened. I believe the term is true crime.
I've heard of her.
I'm like, these books on crimes that really happened.
Oh.
So here's the thing. Like, I thought I'd really be into this, but I feel like it didn't make me feel any real emotion either way. There was a little bit where you get some backstory on how like the sisters were raised. So you learn a little bit about that. So maybe at that point I felt a little something, but like I wasn't nervous. I wasn't scared. I just didn't feel any emotion reading it. Does that make any sense? And so that kind of bummed me out. I mean, I'm glad it was a library read for that reason. I don't even have a whole lot to say about it. It just felt meh to me. I think I gave it 3 stars, and I maybe was thinking of giving it 2, but I think I gave it 3 because I'm like, you know what? This is based on a true story. So, you can't get too creative with that sort of thing, but
it's fun.
What's fun?
You gave it 2.
I did give it 2. Yes.
It's funny. I gave it 3, and I recall liking it less than that. So maybe I waffled for a second back then.
Yeah, I wonder. Can you see in there since you have it open? Does it show if I change the rating?
No, unfortunately, that is never shown.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I take back what I said. I gave it 2 stars. It can go to hell. No, just kidding.
No, that's what I remember the most about it. Apparently, I read it in 2020, and it's quite short. And I just felt like
real short. Look at that.
But not in a good way, right? I felt like it was really lacking depth at all.
Yeah,
I feel like there was Sorry, go ahead, Mary.
No, I was gonna try to see even the page count, but there aren't page numbers. That's annoying. Okay, forget it.
It is annoying.
I know, like, because I like Katie Skelly's work, and I like her as a human, like,
Okay.
a lot. Like, she has a podcast called Thick Lines that's really good. It's a good comic creator podcast, and so I really wanted to like it more than I did. I feel like because with it being based off of, an actual event, I feel like it like struggled to like I feel like she could have speculated just a lot more, and it could have it would have made a better story. Like, it would have made a better book.
Right.
That's not to say, like, I think she stuck to it a little bit, because that like, I don't know all the details of that incident, but I know that it's a really weird one. Like, I know that, like, the true story of it is just odd and just like doesn't make a lot of sense. And I think there was a lot of room to play with that. And I think instead of doing that, she kind of just was like, I'm going to kind of take it like with a slice of life aspect of it.
Right.
So I don't know. It's just interesting. I think I wasn't doing Goodreads when I read it, but I probably would have given it.
Would have given it what now?
Be careful, because she'll check you if you get the rating wrong. Okay.
I didn't rate it, so because I definitely wasn't using it. I probably would have. I feel like I probably would have given it like a 2 or 3. It would have been right around the same as you guys. Like, I wanted to like it a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's what I was gonna say though, because it's great that I can look back on this listing to see what Mary actually gave it, what I gave it, and I was like, would it be great? What did Reid give it? But Mr. Anti-Goodreads over here.
I mean, it's built into your name. I mean, I don't know.
Right?
It's the whole reason I'm doing it.
Well, you've gotten better, right?
I have. I've actually been doing, like, I've this year is the first year I've legitimately done Goodreads. Everything I've read this year, I've put on Goodreads.
Awesome.
But I don't think you're doing the reading challenge, are you?
I am doing the reading challenge. That's the whole reason. Okay. I'm only doing the reading challenge just so at the end of the year, when we do an end of year video, I can be like, this is what I read this year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect for that. Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah, look at me.
Good for you, Reid. Batmanda is still working on this sentence. I'm enjoying it, but I didn't realize it would draw from so many recent events. It's an interesting blend of fiction and recent history. Okay.
Yeah, it really gets into COVID.
So a COVID book. Okay.
Depending on when you read it, I imagine if like, I didn't read it when it first came out, but if you did, I imagine if that was something that really affected you hard, it could definitely impact your reading of the book.
Makes sense. Cheese says there's now a wider appreciation of the medium of maids. That's a nice way to put it. At least it was merciful. Wow.
That's a hard one.
See you guys.
Yeah.
No, come on.
I'm tired. My eye hurts. It's a whole thing. I'm sorry. I mentioned it, Reid. Uh-oh.
Here we go.
The eye has entered the chat.
Reid's mad at me because my eye's bothering me. Make it make sense. You know what? If you guys want to... Hold on. Press 1 if you think Reid needs a haircut. 1. Okay.
Well.
Wow. I need to see it without the hat to give it
what's going on here, Reid? It just looks... What's the choice you're making?
It's not going back. Like, it's supposed to be like that. I'm supposed to look like my cartoon character.
Okay.
I'm cosplaying as every redheaded cartoon character ever.
Nice.
Because they all have glasses and look like this.
Jesus, it wasn't trying to defeat you. It's my bad. I just cannot read today. Or any day. As you know, I only read 2 books. And they were short. So, hey, but speaking of books that we want to read, I got some of those.
Oh, she's doing these.
I don't know if Mary might not be done.
Oh,
no, it's okay for the segue to promote the book. Is that what you're doing? No,
I think she was trying. She was trying to move on.
Yeah, so Vacation. It's on Kickstarter. There's a link in the description. Check it out. You know what? You may not have heard if you weren't watching at the beginning. Reed's going to do something. If he hits his goal during this live stream, he's going to do something. Something's going to happen. He also did mention if he can hit the goal before the live stream's done, if that happens, he's going to throw in a bookmark with every Kickstarter. Handmade bookmarks. Hand screen printed bookmarks.
Hand screen printed test prints. Nice. Bookmarks.
Pretty cool.
It's pretty sweet. So you should do it. We are $129 away from hitting the goal.
Anybody in the chat got $129?
Anybody in the chat got $27, like $20?
Yeah,
like
just $20 for shipping.
Yeah.
Chris said, I read the whole run of Dan Slott's Silver Surfer and absolutely loved it. I also did read Did You Hear What Eddie Gein Done? And really didn't like it. Okay.
Me? Oh, Chris, that book.
So one, I want to read the Silver Surfer real bad, so I'm thinking about getting that reprint. So that's great. You loved it. Two, did you not love it just because, like, the story? Or just generally, murder?
I know what you mean, but it's just funny. It's like, did you not like it just because it's bad?
I mean, come on, Chris.
Because, like, the subject matter. Is that why you didn't like it? Or were you like, this is put together poorly and I hated it? That's what I meant. That's the question. Reid, did we get rid of that or do we have that somewhere?
We still have it somewhere. You got it on Kickstarter.
No, I didn't.
I got rid of that thing. So
I didn't get it on Kickstarter.
I wanted it.
Maybe you did get rid of it. I don't know.
I think I maybe got rid of it because I was like, I'm never going to read it again. I really thought it was well done. I thought it was really great and well done, but like, I'll never read it again. So
I feel like I shouldn't speak on that book until I look up what I rated it because as we've seen, Kristen like knows me better than I know myself. She's like, I'm
like, I don't know. I don't know what you rated it, but it's only goes 3.
I am interested in that Dan Slott Silver Surfer too. When does that?
We should. When does the reprint happen? I don't know.
I have Googled.
I can open a window.
I'm sorry for being lazy. Okay. I'm looking up what I gave. Did you hear what Eddie Gein done? To see what I rated it. But Kristen, don't you feel like I hated it?
I thought. I don't think so. I thought you liked it, but you were just like me, like I'll never read it ever again. I mean,
yeah, I do know that I wanted it out of.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. Let's see.
Chris says the subject matter contributed, but it just wasn't that interesting to me. The reprint is March 7th. Thank you. You're way faster than me. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, it wasn't like, I won't say it wasn't fast paced or anything. You know what I mean? I just thought it was well done, but that's fair. I think it's fair.
Not that anybody can see this.
No.
Wow, it's a great picture, Mary. I didn't even rate it.
Oh,
that's a burn from me. Yeah, I didn't.
I'm gonna have to find our conversations on this because I do not remember.
Shots fired.
I feel like I was sort of. I don't know. I don't know how to say this other than just to say this. I felt like I was like, what's the point of that? Similar to how Reid was saying, like when someone sticks to the actual event and doesn't really give you any flavor around it. I understand the topic with this book that we're talking about is just probably one of the worst crimes ever, but and like one of the most sickening ones, right? But again, being a true crime fan, like that doesn't bother me, but there was just I don't know. You have to add something to it, right? Like just I don't know what that thing is, but maybe it's just the subject matter. Maybe I just really, even though I love true crime, maybe that one's just too much for me. There aren't many stories that I would say that about, but in true crime, but I think that might be one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What I will say that I remember really liking about it, as far as how they chose to tell the story.
Yeah.
The really horrific parts, it was not depicted, right? So like you never felt like it was exploitative or whatever. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like it wasn't.
Yeah.
There's a different word that I'm not finding for some reason.
Right.
But it wasn't doing that word. Like it wasn't. What am I thinking of, you guys?
Like
No idea.
when something is exploited, I know the word, maybe it's exploitative. I don't know. But
Exploitative.
It's a different word that I'm thinking of, though.
you know,
But anyway,
we
I
do
feel
so
like
much
people know what I
reading.
mean.
Words are
I
hard.
feel like, yeah, words are hard. Things are hard. It's hard.
Gratuitous, Larry.
That's not the word I was thinking of.
Oh,
It
that's
works.
the word.
I knew
That's the
that
word
wasn't
I
gonna
was.
be it.
It works.
That's the word I was thinking of. Like doing it just to do it, to be like flashy or gross or violent. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a word that works.
Oh,
My dad says Slot Silver Surfer is fantastic, but it does owe a lot to Doctor Who.
oh,
Yeah.
really?
That's what I hear. Yeah, it's essentially a Doctor Who story, but
Nice.
that's why it sounds good to me.
Well, that's the good thing. Like I don't know a lot about Doctor Who, so
It's a big companion story because, like,
Okay.
it's Silver Surfer and What's Her Face. I say that because I haven't read it. Uh, and it says I had a lot of things planned to read, and I read not a thing of what I planned because I've fallen hugely in love with Star Trek this past week and binged a
Ah.
lot of that. Well, that's fun, Hayden. Love that. Oh, I'm being like Jess. I'm pulling up people's conversations without realizing it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Reid's like, apparently, Dan Slott said in an interview the story was a pitch he made for writing Doctor Who, so it perfectly makes sense.
There you go.
I love everybody guessing words. Thank you. It's a word like that, Amanda. So that, you know,
Ooh, lurid. I like
these
that.
are great words, though, you guys.
Well
Nice.
said.
I guess I need to back it. Only 44 from the goal now.
Oh.
Reid, what's happening?
Oh, is it happening?
What's happening?
It's happening.
We didn't know this would actually happen on the. Oh my gosh. Please do back it, and thank you so much. Please. Hey, there's a limited vinyl level.
Mm-hmm,
they're gonna eventually sell out, I think. So, because they're very limited. And now Dan Slott is writing Doctor Who comics. Well, what a perfect ending for that. Love that. Just a full circle moment. That's
I know. Why aren't you doing a full circle?
Why am I not just doing this? But instead, I'm like, there we go. You guys make more sense than me.
No.
My dad says only negative on Slot Silver Surfer for me was the numerous upside down sideways pages that were painful to read.
That irked. When I have to like turn a book, don't make me do this. You're gonna make me mad.
Nobody's got time to be driving while you're reading. You know,
knock it off.
You like that one, Reid?
What's actually in Sweet Tooth? There's some of that action, and I got very annoyed.
There is some of that. I'll say at least with Sweet Tooth, like it makes sense because it's like a children's book, essentially.
This, right?
Yeah. But there weren't tons of pages, just every now and then.
It was enough to irritate me.
I feel that. I get it. I do get it. That's fair.
If it happens once, it's enough to irritate me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Fair. Wow, we had strong feelings on that.
We sure did.
Just on that, yeah.
Mary, I hear you read another thing.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to zoom past that.
I forgot what we were doing here. All right. So I read 2 volumes of Jonna and the Untossable Monsters. So this is sort of like, I got Walking Dead vibes from this, like, but the zombies are monsters. They're referred to as monsters that are kind of taking over the world. What's her name? Rainbow is looking for her sister, Jonna. If you want to talk about who named these people, you hear the names I'm saying? Okay. So this is also, I think this is middle grade. It's on Oni Press. And I really enjoyed these stories. Kristen will tell me if I'm correct on this, but I rated them, both volumes with 3 stars. But
Is that a really enjoy, Mary?
In this case, I'll say this. Look at Reid's face. I will say this was a solid 3 on both of them.
Okay.
And a lot of that had to do with, I love The Walking Dead. So any kind of like apocalyptic, us against the world. We have to find food. Things are chasing us. I like those kind of books. And the art in this is, let me show you some art. I love the color palette. I love the art. It's Chris Samney, that's right, who did the art in this. And I believe it was Batman Day. We had a nice conversation about how his art is typically always amazing. So that's Jonna. And I have to say, the artwork and the story really reminded me of, I know it's like I'm describing the book by naming the things that it reminded me of, but I can't help it. But here's more of the color palette. But it reminded me of some of this work of Jack Kirby's artwork. I mean, doesn't that remind you of Commandy? Like, look at that.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, so I really enjoy it. You know, I enjoyed it a lot as far as like, you know, Rainbow's trying to find her sister, and then she ends. This is not some like big spoiler. Like the main character isn't going to get killed off in the first book. She finds her. So, and then they find like other people that they end up like, you know, connecting with, and then they sort of like go on these adventures and then face some monsters and all these things. And I'm not really making it sound that interesting, but I promise you it's a fun read. This is the cover of volume 2. And so far, I think this is all that's released so far. Here's some art. And this was just more of the same, you know, them out and about facing monsters. What's going to happen? Are they going to make it? So yeah, I'd recommend this. You know, like Kristen, sometimes you say this, like these books were fun reads. Do you have to run out and order them? No, I think these are great library reads. And then maybe someday if there's like, you know, a deluxe edition or something, I would maybe consider buying it then. But yeah, a great library borrow on both.
Well, what's funny is we're rating twins. So I also gave it a 3.
Okay.
But my memory of this,
Okay.
when did I rate it? Let's see. August 2021. So it's been a bit.
Okay.
I was like, oh, it's fine. And I remember I like the art a lot, but I remember wanting something more than the story.
Yeah.
Although I loved how fast it was. It was incredibly fast to read.
Right.
So I certainly feel like I probably want to revisit it just to read volume 2 and like see more about it. But yeah, I really like the art the most. That's what I remember the most, at least.
I think this is kind of what you're getting at too. Like sometimes books like this, especially if you just borrowed them from the library, like obviously it's a great way to like discover new artists. Like I forget what Batmanda told me, but you know, she had read some like she had, as far as Chris Samney's art, like she named a book or two that now maybe I'll check out because I love this art so much. But I was going to say too, like stories like this, sometimes you read them at the right time and it's like, it's not that deep. It's like on a topic. Like I referenced like loving The Walking Dead. So like it had that component for me. So like, it was just like you said, like real short, real simple to get through. And it just kept me entertained. And I wasn't thinking about anything else except these silly books, you know?
Love that.
And like, but let's be honest, there could be other times I would read these and be like, what the hell is this? Like, there's not a lot of substance to this. Yeah, the art's really cool, but we're like, you know what I mean? Like, I want more, but this is like exactly what I needed to read. And especially like after reading Maids, you know? So
that's totally fair.
That played a role.
I think, at least with you and I feel like I can speak to you.
Sure.
This. Please yell at me if not. But you know, we're both mood readers, right? We have to be in the mood to read something. And I think that's certainly like, changes our opinions on things as well.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And maybe not everybody's like that. You know, I feel like you and I have watched some booktubers, let's say, who are very much like, I can read this and this and this and this and this, and that's it. And I don't have an issue and I don't have to be in the mood for anything. And here's how it goes. Can't relate. Just cannot.
I get that.
But something important happened. Mike Read Stuff has arrived.
Excellent.
I love how you put that, Mike. I've arrived. I'll definitely check out the replay. Did I miss anything worth to be told again? Well, I forgot words. That happened.
Yeah.
I'm still not positive what I was thinking of.
Right.
Read.
Sorry. I was going to say.
Finish it today.
I'm just gonna keep talking over you and see how long it takes you to
Go.
get out your thought.
You go now.
No, all you.
I don't know what I'm saying.
I'm out of hand tonight.
So Reid's
Hi.
in the middle of, actually further than in the middle of the Muppets omnibus.
That's true.
He has thoughts and opinions. I read
Mhm.
2 little things. Mary beat us all so hard with 3. That's really what you missed. And we're talking about Reid's Kickstarter because it's so close. Have we hit the goal yet? What's happening? No. Okay, who's gonna do it? Who's gonna cross him over? We're so close.
Come on, we're almost
Less
there.
than $50.
It's amazing.
Oh, Mike is here. Mary, did you watch Schitt's Creek?
Oh my god! You know what, guys? I didn't, but I didn't not watch it to be a jerk. I think I completely forgot. I didn't do my homework. Look, Kristen's just really upset.
Just
with
devastated.
Me. I am so sorry. I really forgot.
You know, here's the deal. I forgot to remind you as well. So
yeah,
this is your
it's fault.
Fine. It's my fault. What did Mary share? We ended on a cliffhanger last week.
We did? This is how great my memory is. I'm going to have to ask Mike to tell me.
Oh, wait, we did. You were like, I'm going to show it next week. You had something. I don't know.
Good
Mike,
Lord.
What was it? Do you remember?
I know. It was my Ollie's purchase. It really isn't that exciting. Trust me. Should I go get it?
Yeah. Okay. If you'd like. Yeah. Did everybody want to see your Ollie's haul?
Yeah.
I assume they're going to say yeah.
It's one, just to be clear, it's one omnibus.
That's a haul.
That's a haul. That's
okay.
Nice.
All
that's
right,
it's heavy.
All right. I'll be right back. Don't talk about me.
All right, cool.
Okay, bye.
Mike, what copy are you referencing?
I think he's talking about my Kickstarter.
Oh, Mike.
Copy already.
Nice. Thanks, Mike. That's awesome. My dad wants his hardcover copy already. So if we can get to the stretch goal, that's the hardcover for everyone level.
Yeah, we got to get to 3. We got to get to 3K. Yeah.
Well, first we got to hit the goal of 2K. So who's going to do it? I feel like someone in this live stream is going to do it, and
someone can do it.
We're going to thank you,
and
you're going to. Maybe you'll get something special.
You'll get what we said. I mean, I'm including these. If we
hit the goal tonight.
We hit the goal tonight during the stream.
That's exciting.
You're gonna get a screen printed bookmark. Test press.
They're pretty cool.
They're pretty sweet. They feel nice. They've got good texture.
James, I deserve that.
Don't hassle Mary.
Oh, thank you, Cheese.
Was I hassling Mary?
You know,
Atari related. Oh,
I have that. I did remember that. I had a little video game thing to share.
That's right.
I mean, it's both of these things are very silly, but
let's do it.
What do we want first? Do we want the video game thing or the the oh. So let me turn it on first. Okay.
Oh,
so
turn it on.
It was about Joust. Remember, I was like carrying on about Joust.
Yeah.
Adorable.
Oh, how cute!
Look
at that little guy.
Artwork. I mean,
so
come
cute.
on. And can you see the screen?
That's super cool.
Yeah.
So you can play it, yeah?
Yeah, let's see.
That's awesome.
Oh, can you hear little noises?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's exciting content. Right?
How fun!
Yeah, but it's so adorable. I really just have it for like a prop.
Cute. Super
cute.
Batmanda loves it. She says cute.
Thank you.
Just as that's awesome. Yes.
Yes.
Tiny Joust. Yeah, a little guy. Just a little baby guy.
He's just a little baby Joust.
Joust with the lowercase j.
And now this omnibus is going to upset Larry because I heard he's not into Robin being in his little tights. Mm-hmm. I did hear this.
Generally, he's not into Robin, actually.
Generally? Okay, well then.
Yeah.
Really sorry, Larry, but Robin! So I was in Ollie's and my mom was like, my mommy bought me this. So she was like, just pick out one. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to say no to my mom. So Don't ask me. I've never read
Nice.
this stuff. It's Bronze Age. Cool cover, right?
It's a fun cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
Robin's in his undies.
Robin's in his undies,
Tight.
as he typically is. You know, listen, it was the list price on this thing is $125. It was $34. I had to try it out, especially as a gift
Deal.
for Mom.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I haven't even opened it, as you can see. It's still in the plastic. But I needed more omnibuses to put on my shelf and not read. So here it is.
Don't we all?
Here
We
it
all
is.
need that.
Beautiful. Love
No,
that.
I have to say, my curiosity got the better of me. I just wanted to go to Ollie's and check out what they had. And they had a lot of other stuff, but I was like, really, like, this is if I buy anything else, it's going to be like just because it's on sale, and that's really what I'm trying not to do. So, but like Kristen, remember I texted you though. I'm like, I feel like this stuff should be cheaper. I mean,
Yeah.
listen, $34 for an Omni, like I understand that's a great deal, but like you're also in Ollie's and like I don't know, you expect stuff to be like $20 ish for something like this.
I get it.
Am I crazy? I don't know.
No.
Well, I think we're also used to like we got these Muppets Omnis for like
$7, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So, yeah, so-
Exactly.
So it's hard for sure.
Yeah.
Mike's saying you need to Switch. Do you play that on the train? I feel like you don't bring that on the train, but you could bring your Switch on the train.
I know
play
you're
it.
right. I should get a Switch, but I don't bring it on the train. But I kind of would love to watch people like look.
That
at
would
me.
be funny. I would
That'd be
enjoy
really funny.
watching
That's
that. Yeah.
worth it, right?
That would be actually really great.
I got to tell you, like riding the New York City subways, people would be like, "Wow, she's something, huh?"
I feel like that can't be that like surprising.
Can't be that weird.
Yeah, probably on the subway, someone would probably steal it from me. But if I was on the train, like, you know, on New Jersey Transit train, there people would just stare at me. It's a different level of, mentality.
Different world.
Different worlds, absolutely.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
My dad says he's in a very small minority of Robin haters, so don't mind him. And that cover is cool.
Fair. I think I don't know about your case, Larry, but I feel like a lot of people are like get annoyed with Robin just based on the TV show. Like, I feel like it stems from that. I don't even know if it's from the comics. So meaning like they wouldn't even give the comics a chance,
Should have tried haggling at the checkout.
Oh, right.
We could probably do that at Ollie's though. If there's anywhere where you could probably do that, it's probably Ollie's.
I'd love
Get
that.
Stuff cheap.
I should have tried that.
We should have.
Yeah.
Oh, do I not? Where did it go?
Oh, I know what you're looking for. It won't be that strange.
You're right, Joe. It probably wouldn't be that strange.
Reid, you have to show them. I think you have one on your desk, don't you? Or like over on the other.
No, hang on. I'll find it.
Okay.
Oh, you know what he's looking for?
I do. I know exactly what he's looking for after we talked about that. I know exactly.
I love it.
Plus with Switch, you can play some of the back catalog of games from previous Nintendo and Sega consoles.
Yeah.
That is fun. I need to do more of that. And by more of that, I mean any of that, because I have a Switch. And I loved Sega as a kid. And I'm sure there's so many Sega games from back then that I would love to revisit,
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Did anyone take advantage of the B&M buy one, get one free image title sale?
Mike, I was in Barnes & Noble, and I happened to be at the one that, they don't really keep their comics and, graphic novel section that, it's not really done up that well. And then I was seeing on Instagram some other stores that had, full tables, all set up with different image comics. Oh, no. Yes, Ollie. That's awesome. I love that.
I have two.
I've never seen that one.
Oh,
this is the second edition.
That's
I know that because on the back it says second edition.
Oh boy.
This is these sit right next to my G.G. Allen bobbleheads.
That makes sense.
Which,
they go together.
Which I haven't ever shown next to each other. But I think
now you have to show us, yeah. Oh my.
Yeah, that's something, isn't it?
He's got his Robin panties on.
His Robin panties.
I have the other one. There's two editions of G.G. Allen. There's the second. This is the first edition, which is early G.G. Allen.
He has clothes on.
He has clothes on, and I like it just because there's a turd.
A lot of poop talk
I
tonight,
was
huh?
gonna say, what's with all the poop talk?
It's a lot.
That's who I mean, you know.
Oh,
Good stuff cheap.
I didn't mean to interrupt your Ollie's
No,
wrap up.
that's it. I'm done.
So the answer is no. I didn't take advantage of the sale, but had my store set up nice tables like I saw other stores doing, I probably would have. Like they made it difficult. Like you had to like look through all the shelves to even find the image titles.
Yeah,
Like
that's dumb.
put them all out on a table. Like
Make some effort.
yeah.
That's annoying. But Chris got Royal City and I Hate Fairyland Volume 2.
Oh, awesome.
Great picks, both of them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
As a resident Tron nerd, I'm excited for Tron Identity game that's coming out in April.
Ooh.
That's fun. I just need to work out a deal to put this awful but fun Buffy Game Boy games on Switch. Those were bad. But the game I miss the most is Chaos Bleeds, which was a GameCube game. Is that on Switch, Hayden? I feel like Hayden would know if anybody does. I loved Chaos Bleeds. So fun.
Cool.
How much do you have to spend at Ollie's to get this?
I think they were just like $10.
I think they were cheaper than that.
They may have been cheaper than that.
Yeah.
I feel like one of them definitely was. The first one was cheaper than the second one, and we were out of town when we got that first one, and Kristen judged me so hard.
It was like I don't
She was
get
embarrassed.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't get embarrassed around Reid a lot.
Yeah,
Like,
you
he
don't
doesn't-
ever. Yeah.
He doesn't like embarrass me. That time, that was a little embarrassing. Reid
She was
running
so
to the
embarrassed.
Ollie's bobbleheads.
I didn't
The
even
only
run.
person who's clearly ever bought one because they were all there. He's so excited and grabbed.
I have to say
Yeah.
though, I haven't seen those yet, but when I do, I know I'm gonna have to buy one.
You have to.
Here's the thing. They look pretty good.
Yeah.
They actually do.
They do look good. Plus, like, if I really wanted, I could, like, repaint him, and he could just, like, he could look so weird, and it'd be great. I should have bought two. One to keep as normal, and then one to custom paint in, like, Kiss makeup or something.
Do you guys have when you first walk in, like the life-size Ollie?
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah. All the
feel like-
signs in there.
Does anyone else feel like Ollie works at Menards?
See, I don't know Menards.
I was gonna say,
Oh.
I bet Mary doesn't know Menards. But
No,
yeah,
no.
Ollie works at Menards.
Sure.
100%.
So he's like so Menards.
They've got like so here's like I feel like the three places you got Ollie's, Menards, and then O'Reilly's have like the three like
Oh.
Ollie's doesn't have a jingle, but it just has the Ollie's good stuff cheap. But
Yeah.
I feel like that could be at the end of all of the other theme songs because Menards has got the save big money when you shop Menards. Like it's a good
Wow.
it's a banger.
It is a
And then-
banger.
And then the O'Reilly's jingle. That's top
Mary,
tier
do you know
jingles.
O'Reilly's?
I only know O'Reilly's as auto
The auto-
parts.
Yeah,
that's
the
what I'm
auto parts,
talking
yeah.
about.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
then I know
Yeah.
it. They have a great song.
O'Reilly's.
Yeah, I know that one. Auto
Ow!
parts.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's so good. I feel like I feel like you could do the auto parts, good stuff, cheap. Like it could all be part of like one.
Little-
They should mash that up.
Remix, yeah.
We're like Reid mix. You should do that, Reid.
I'm gonna do it. Let me
Done.
grab the guitar. I'm gonna get
Oh,
on it.
here we go.
I'm kidding. It's not happening.
My dad says I have a lot of mental scars from the old Batman TV show. So many people my age loved it, but I always thought it was sort of a slap to the comic book medium, even as a little kid.
See, that's how I was introduced to Batman, so I didn't have something to compare it to.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
There's no GameCube on Switch yet. Okay. Hayden, you know. Thank you. I don't know. But when they do, they need Chaos Bleeds and Simpsons Hit and Run on there. Yeah, that was fun too. Mike said I thought that was Albert Einstein.
Oh yeah.
That could be a repaint.
Fair.
It does, yeah. I don't have to do anything. I just gotta put them in like a sweater.
I know Menards is there's one in Princeton. Yeah, they're all around here. The remix we didn't know.
True.
I discovered I made Kristen watch like 4 different versions of these last night. I'm not sure if you've seen it. So did you watch the Hulu series of the 3-2-1 with Paul McCartney, with Rick Rubin and Paul McCartney.
I started it. I don't mean to be sacrilegious, but Rick Rubin just irks me.
Oh, see, I like Rick Rubin more. I like Paul McCartney, but I like Rick Rubin like more than I like the Beatles generally.
Okay.
And that's just because Rick Rubin he's ridiculous. He's the most extra person ever, and I think that's what I love about him.
I just wanted him to put on shoes. I'm like,
I love that he doesn't.
on.
I love that he literally he's like one of the most decorated producers of the past 25 years, and he just wears like basketball shorts and no shoes and looks like Santa. It's just like all of the things that he shouldn't. But there's a bunch of versions of that scene where they're playing whatever song from the Beatles that they listen to, but they put a different song to it. And so it's just Paul McCartney and Rick Rubin listening to like Smash Mouth being like,
the Smash Mouth one was my favorite.
And then Paul McCartney's like drumming along. It's so
fun.
So perfect. And we watched like 8 different versions of that because there's one with Paul McCartney, there's one with Smash Mouth, there's one with Cannibal Corpse, and then there was one with The Nookie by Limp Bizkit. It was was perfect.
It was good.
I feel like we need that same video, but Paul McCartney doing that to the O'Reilly's theme song.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I like that.
You'll have to make that one.
Oh, I will.
That'll be
our viral video.
I feel like we've mentioned Menards a few times. Menards is like a Lowe's. You know Lowe's?
Like the hardware store? Home
Depot,
yeah. We have Lowe's and Home Depot around.
Yeah, it's like a Lowe's or a Home Depot.
Okay.
Yeah. Except, you know what? I think it's better. What do you think, Reid?
It's better. They have cheaper prices. And the best thing about Menards is they carry Spreckers.
That's true.
Root beer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and there's different sodas.
They carry all the Spreckers soda.
Yeah. That is nice.
The root beer, Puma Cola, grape, orange dreamsicle.
That's Reid's
favorite.
And
they do carry the 2 diets, which is good because they carry the low-cal root beer and the low-cal orange cream.
Nice.
Yep. Oh, Chi says Menards has character, Lowe's does not. That's fair. That's fair. You know what? That should be their slogan.
Oh, that's so true.
Higher cheese. Come on, Menards.
That is like
Menards has character.
Love that.
Yep.
Okay, I'm refreshing it still.
I didn't look. I haven't looked since.
I thought earlier someone was going to back it and push that money over. Where did he go?
Come on, guys.
Was it a T? Yeah, a T. Where'd you go? You doing it?
We're sitting at.
Rural King is better than Lowe's. How do you feel about that?
So that's true. I worked at a Rural King.
Yeah, he did.
Do
you know Rural King, Mary? I bet you don't.
Nope.
I feel like that's definitely this area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rural King is Rural King is like it's Lowe's and Home Depot but dirty.
Oh.
And smaller.
It's smaller.
A little dirtier.
More tractor. Like it's farm supplies.
Okay.
I'd say it's way more like they have some other it's what I loved about Rural King is because if you ever wanted a place where you could go and get your chicken feed and like all your farming supplies, but also get your Dickies and your Larry the Cable Guy potato chips.
Oh,
and baby chickens.
Yes, they do. They
and little baby ducks.
You can buy baby ducks and like baby chickens there. They have like
for your farm.
Mm-hmm.
It's for farms.
Okay.
And at the door, there's a popcorn machine, and you get free popcorn. So you get to eat and walk around the store, and that's why it's dirty because there's just popcorn kernels and there's feed everywhere. So rodents probably get it's a whole thing.
Every pet is allowed in there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like I hate it. So I'm not a bird fan. I don't like birds. And birds would get in there all the time.
Do you have a fear of birds?
Yes.
Do you know Kim has a severe, like a real... I always tell her, can you please be careful? You're going to get hit by a car because if she sees like a pigeon in Manhattan, she's like, I'm like, but it's a real fear for her. So.
Yeah, that's Reid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mary, you and I have to walk around with them
and like make the birds go away.
Yeah, or stand a little bit behind them and just kind of giggle.
Oh, I like that too. They'll be like running into each other.
Yeah,
like,
and we'll be like, okay, you guys are a lot.
We're just eating our popcorn.
Yeah,
As we're
yeah,
getting the Royal King. Yep.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mean. That's mean.
She said hardware but with filth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you can take your pets with you. That's right. That's right.
I like that a lot. Yeah.
Reid, speaking of O'Reilly's, do you remember a few years back when they had the flux capacitor from Back to the Future listed on the website inventory as a part?
That's amazing.
It's so I never worked at an O'Reilly's, but I worked at an Advanced Auto Parts, and everyone's favorite joke in the world is to call in and tell you about and request for parts that don't exist.
Oh my God.
Now, you always get the people who are like, I need muffler bearings. That's a thing. That's not a part.
Right.
Or they'd be like, I need a radiator for a 64 Volkswagen or something like that. And the cars were air cooled. So they're trying to stump you and get you with that. But they would always, I stand by that O'Reilly's put the flux capacitor on there because they got sick of people calling, being like, I need a flux capacitor for my car, blah, blah, blah. And they were finally like, we have that. So shut up or pay them money.
Yeah.
I think they got to the point where they were just mad about it.
That sounds fair.
But yeah, I do remember when O'Reilly they still have. I think they still do it. Like, I think it's still on the website, or at least like it's still talked about amongst O'Reilly's workers.
Are you calling Mary a scarecrow? We're gonna shoo the birds away. Yeah,
kinda.
Yeah.
With a brain, though.
Thank you, Reid.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're very welcome.
So I did tell Reid that he needs to grab some books that he wants to be reading. Is that what you were going to transition to, Mary?
I was just asking what we're going to do next. I was asking.
I grabbed 3 books that I think I want to read. 2 of them are because we may get rid of them.
Oh,
I think.
Okay.
One of them is just because this is an ambitious one that I will share my receipt in it because the receipt is in it from when I tried to read it the first time and I just gave up because it was so big.
Okay.
I don't know, Kristen, can you guess what this is going to be?
Moby Dick. No.
Is it a comic?
Yeah.
So big. Oh, okay. Is it Too Much Coffee Man?
It is.
Wow.
Oh,
good call.
So I started reading this. I really like it. Like, I really do. And I really like Shannon Wheeler's art. I think it's really good. I think the story is fun. It's so ridiculous and stupid, and I love it. And I'm just like, I need to read it. I just need to finish it. And the fact that I am getting through the Muppets Omnibus makes me think that I can do this.
That's a good call.
So this is it. This is the one I'm going to try to get through.
Am I right to say that's... Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Am I right to say that's nonfiction?
No, it is. It's so weird. It's semi-autobiographical because, like, I don't know how to explain it because it's juxtaposed with, like, this story of, like, Too Much Coffee Man and then this other story of a guy who's drawing Too Much Coffee Man or, like, drawing little mini comics. And it's just interesting. Like, they say on the back where it talks about, like, Shannon Wheeler, who's semi-autobiographical, hyper-intellectual tales will appeal to both comic book insiders and pop culture fanatics. But, so I think there's some, like, semi-autobiographical stuff in here, but I really didn't get that far. I just knew, like, people who loved it, like Mike Judge, really, from King of the Hill, he loved it, and then Henry Rollins, both, like, have, like, talked about how much they like Too Much Coffee Man. So...
Nice.
I'm going to try to get through it.
Love that.
And we'll see. It's a big boy.
I was going to comment on how it, even though it looks so big, it looks like it's light the way you're like moving
it is light. Like,
yeah.
I think that's because the pages, I feel like they're even thinner. Like the pages are, they're not terribly thin.
Is that Dark Horse who put that out?
It is Dark Horse, yeah. Okay. But it's not glossy paper, which is so it's not as heavy, which I love because I like a texture. I want a toothy paper. Give me the tooth.
I like a good toothy paper as well.
I also like a good toothy paper.
Wow,
We're all
look
about
at
the teeth
us.
here. Look at us.
Toothy triplets.
Very
Bunch of
toothy.
dentists. Should I just go through my other two?
Sure.
Yeah, I only have 3.
Should we?
Because,
Yeah, let's.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, because I
this-
have a whole situation. Who's surprised? Nobody.
No one.
Oh, I'm very surprised.
I knew it.
I am.
Don't lie, Mary.
Well, I had to make up for our earlier outbursts when she was like, "Guess what? I'm not good at," and we're both like, "Reading."
We were both, yeah.
Yeah, that was intense, you guys.
Yeah, that was
intense.
So I'm picking this. This is one like me and Kristen have been doing this where we're going through a lot of our books, being like, what we're going to read next is stuff that we think we'll get rid of.
okay.
And I think that applies to just about everything that me and her are probably reading right now, other than Omnibus. Probably.
Okay.
Like that doesn't apply to Too Much Coffee Man because I'm not going to get rid of that because it's too big, and I think it's out of print. I don't know. Someone tell me. This book, I have no idea. This book could be terrible. Like, and it's Ricky Rouse Has a Gun.
Oh boy.
Exactly. Mary saying "oh boy" is the exact reason why I'm like, I think we need to get rid of this because it could be racist.
Right. That's exactly why I said "oh boy."
I know.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize. Okay, so and this just shows how stupid I am. When I bought it, I didn't think.
Don't say we. Don't say we.
Not we. I didn't think of it. I was like, oh, I really, because I didn't. I didn't hit me until I said it out loud, and then I was like, oh, this is bad.
You're like, oh no.
So, I don't know. The art doesn't look terrible. And like the idea of it just being like these Disney characters going crazy and like murdering people, like that's the idea. And I'm like,
that might be fun. Yeah,
right?
Could be.
But also, could it? Like, will Second and Charles even take this? Do they take racist material? I don't know.
Maybe we're wrong. Maybe it was just a poor choice of a title, right?
It's true. And
so.
I guess if you're going to try it, like you're going to find that out, right?
It's true. And that's like, for sure. I probably should. I wasn't even sure if I was going to tell people that was one of the books I was going to read because of that. But you know what? I'm going to be transparent.
Yeah.
I'm going to be open about the things.
All the things.
The next one is Mary. I think you do you have this? Do you have Star Stammers?
I do. Sitting on my shelf, never read.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like I want to read it.
Not to be a bragger, but mine is signed. Just saying.
Oh, not to be a bragger. Did you find yours at Second and Charles?
I found mine at Hamilton Book.
Because mine
you guys,
is also.
It makes me wonder if they're all signed.
Listen, how dare you?
Yeah.
We have special signatures here.
Listen, I was just going to tell you for sure my dad's read it, and here he is piping in. So
thank you.
Okay.
Right, that's good to know.
Well, good to know. Because it's one that I've been like holding off of because like part of me wants to keep it because like if it's great, then I'll definitely keep it. But it's one that I'm like, I'm not sure. Like it's signed. So I'm like, that makes me kind of want to keep it.
Yeah, of course.
But then at the same time, I'm like, do I need to be keeping everything just because it's signed? If it wasn't like, I don't have a personal attachment to it. Like I didn't meet him and get it signed. So there's less of that.
Right.
But yeah, Larry's saying that his is signed also because Kristen got it for you. I think we got ours from the same places, Larry.
Yep.
I think we
got those at the same time. Yeah.
I think we bought 2 because we were like, if your dad doesn't own it, then we need to get it for him. Nice. So yeah, that's all I have though. That's all I'm thinking that I'm gonna read this. Maybe I won't read ever.
Well, I think you should, especially because Cheese is saying read it and tell us how awful or otherwise it is. And Mike is interested in this Killer Mickey. So
yeah.
Oh, what am I doing? I believe you were going to back the Kickstarter to get it over that goal. I believe you mentioned that.
I think he may have been the one who put it that close to the goal.
Were you? Yeah. And if you were, thank you so much. You are awesome. Who else is going to step up?
It's hard. The Kickstarter app doesn't give me the actual like names of who's backed it. on here.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that was you, then thank you, and if it wasn't, then why isn't it you yet? Uh, but hey, again,
But thank you.
97%. Someone just give us that 3%.
That's it.
Do
It's
it. It's
all you need to do is get that limited vinyl level. You're gonna get a limited edition lathe cut record from
mhm,
the band in the book, but in real life.
mhm.
You're gonna get the physical copy. What else do you get,
Signed and
Reid?
sketched.
There you go. It's signed and sketched. How
Book is
great is
signed
that?
and sketched. It's super cool. There's also, if you wanted to go all out, you could go. You can go, the next level up and get that original art.
Yeah,
If you
Mary's a baller. She did that.
if you still want the record, you can go all out, and get the record and the only commissions I plan to do this year at all. So like, there's that level. I'm gonna do 5. I'm gonna do 5 commissions on
Limited.
this, and that's it. I don't like doing them. They stress me out. But I'll do them for you if you do the Kickstarter. So yeah, there's all that. You honestly, to get me over the goal, you don't even have to do the record level. You can just do that signed and sketched level, and we're gonna get there.
But you probably want the record. I'm just saying, it's really cool.
At that point, it's like, yeah, you want the record.
You probably want that.
For me,
the
the coolest thing, like, yes, all these things are amazing, but to me, the coolest thing is to be part of like the creation of a book, right? Like, we're all here because we are book nerds at some level, right? We may read different things, love or hate different books, but to be like, I just love being on like the ground level. And like, I really do mean this. Like, even if I didn't know you Reid, like, I just think that is like the coolest factor to be a part of that. Cause that's not something you can do every day, and be a part of something that is, so creative. And, we all can walk into a bookstore and buy a book, but you're not going to be like, oh yeah, I contributed to the production of that. Like, the rewards are awesome. But to me, like, the bigger picture of it is like what I get really into as well.
I think that's a great point, especially with this one in particular. Like, Reid's goal is so much lower than most Kickstarters I feel like we talk about on the comics internet,
Yeah.
It's a really low goal because Reid is just trying to get this book printed. He just wants to get it printed and he wants to get it in some hands.
Yeah.
And the music part is really, really cool too. So, covering the cost of those things.
Yeah. And a big part of it is like something that you brought up that a lot of that, I mean, I've never really talked about too much with like other comic Kickstarters. Like, this is all me. Like, I'm the only one.
Yeah.
I wrote the book, drew the book. I'm coloring what needs to be colored on the book. I'm writing and performing all the instruments, all the music for the record. Like, so all of it, it's like, it's a low goal because of these reasons, because it's just me. Like, I mean, the book's done other than I have to finish putting it together, like formatting it and finish up the lettering. But the book's finished. So it's not like we're waiting on like pages, or I'm not waiting on an inker or like an artist to finish the book. The book's done. So it's basically just like, this is just so that I can know the print run and put the book out there. So
yeah.
Yep, it's awesome. So, people go on and say they love independent comics, but I want people to really think about that when they say it, because this is the independent, like, this is actually independent comics. Reid wouldn't be printing this. Yeah, I mean, Reid wouldn't be printing this book because he wouldn't have the money otherwise if he wasn't funding it through Kickstarter. So I think anybody watching who's backed it so far, I think I could speak for Reid. It means a lot to both of us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
And me too.
And Mary.
I'm part of the family.
Of course.
It's true.
Chris is making us all understand this. Amazon says the first printing were signed of the Chris. What is the Star Slammers? It's Slammers.
It is Slammers. It's not Stammers.
Stammers.
I'm like this star is just stammering.
Star Stammers is the second volume.
Oh.
James wants to know, will the book have a blurb from someone famous like Kyle Starks? Well, if you've read other books from Reid got someone way more famous than Kyle Starks. No offense, Kyle. But true. Reid's G.G. Allen book was blurbed by Iggy Pop. And I feel like you can't get more famous than Iggy Pop.
It's true. Iggy Pop invented punk rock.
There you go.
And Iggy Pop loved your book.
I'm going to be the one to say, yeah. It's true.
That's really cool.
Yep.
It's very true.
My dad really wants me to show this flux capacitor. Do you guys want to see it?
I want to see it.
Okay. I know to show my screen now. Why are you laughing?
Just because I love that your dad is just really like
he's like, do this.
He's like, yeah, you need it. Like this is we're crossing over into a new realm of like auto part reviews in here as well.
Auto part reviews.
That's gonna be my next book. I've been talking about it, like, you know, since I worked in automotive. I don't like this. I hate the.
It always does it at first, and then I have to click
I
the
know.
thing. Sorry.
It's fine.
And now I can't see you guys. Can you see this?
Yeah.
See
it.
O'Reilly Auto Parts? Okay.
How much is it?
It's not available for purchase.
Oh, I can't see. I don't have my readers on. Sorry.
Okay. But it does give you all of the specs. So modifications say time travel. The detailed description says time travel at your own risk. Plutonium is required to properly operate the flux capacitor.
I love that it does say 121 gigawatts. So I get that's on there.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah, back when I worked in automotive for many years, and I think that hey, look, there's the Kickstarter.
All right, I'm refreshing it. What's happening? And okay,
no,
and we're close.
But I think at some point I need to, working in automotive, I need to do a nonfiction story from my experiences working in automotive, and there'll be a whole story dedicated to the flux capacitor.
That'd be great. Like, I'd love to see like your take on, you know, dealing with customers and stuff like that too.
Oh, it's less dealing with customers and more dealing with everyone else who worked there.
That makes sense too. Yeah.
Yeah. As my dad put it before he retired, he kept on telling me, he's like, I'm going to write a book and you just need to draw it. You know, he was like, but I got to wait until I retire so that no one takes no one like tries to murder me at my job.
Right.
It's like, okay, Dad, like, we'll look into that.
Well, wait, he just retired now, right? Didn't he?
He did. Yeah. He retired at the beginning of the year.
There we go.
I know. He's got to
my dad's saying he'd back that too.
Awesome.
Maybe next year.
I like it. Hayden wants to know if there's going to be a Chaos Maddie segment this week. I haven't seen her in the chat, so I don't think she's watching, unfortunately. Joe thinks this is hilarious. Joe, I'm glad you're having a good time. Mary, do you have like a ton of books you want to read there?
Sure.
Or did you limit yourself like Reid?
I limited myself. But first I want to mention that I'm still working on The House Across the Lake.
Oh, yeah. I needed an update.
I have to say, I definitely have an attitude about it.
Love that.
Because I'm at the point, I was like so pulled in the beginning, right? So I had high hopes. And listen, I am 120 pages in. So I'm hanging in there, right? But I'm at the point where I'm like, can we move it along a little bit, please? It's like, I don't know what it's doing. And I can't find the words tonight either. But remember last week I mentioned the possible, because I read those reviews. I mentioned how like there's going to be a genre like flip, and I've experienced that before in Riley's books, and I get upset. It hasn't happened yet. So I wish I never read the lesson learned. I wish I didn't read those reviews, even though they weren't marked as like spoilers, because I think it's definitely affecting. I'm just like waiting to see like what freaking thing is going to end up. Oh, it was a ghost or something. That's my guess. But I'm just like waiting for it to happen. So I put it all on me though. I've done this to myself. But I'm going to finish it, see what happens. And again, it was, it's a library borrow. So like, really, I'm not going to complain all that much about it. But yeah, I'm still working on that. And I'm still working on the Swamp Thing omnibus. But as far as like new stuff that I'd like to I don't want to say I'm going to read it this week. I'm going to say I'd like to at least start them. I think that's a little less pressure. So I've showed this before. The Hound of the Baskervilles graphic novel version.
Big ol' Ollie sticker.
Got it at Ollie's for $2.99.
Nice.
That's a steal.
Right? And the art's pretty cool in it. So I love Sherlock Holmes. So I'm like, this will be just a fun. It's a semi. I mean, I've read the book before, so it'll be a sort of like a reread in a way. But look at this dude. Look at him.
Oh,
Um,
me. Oh my.
oh, um, so I'd like to start this. I think I could finish this one this week. I mean, come on, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You got this.
You got that.
You got this.
I like the support.
Yeah.
And then my friend Lisa is a teacher, so her school is doing like a fundraiser, and it's like you could pick everything from like candles to candy to like, of course, a magazine subscription.
Mm.
But they also had these digests, and I guess you would call these a digest, but this is the fantasy and science fiction one.
Oh.
So I was pretty surprised. Normally, when you buy stuff from like fundraisers, it takes forever to start up, and the first one arrived. So I definitely wanted. I mean, I'm not going to finish this thing in a week, no way. But these are great to like dip in and out of. And I like to dabble in science fiction here and there. I don't know a ton about it, so I thought this would be a good way to be introduced to different writers. But yeah, so I'd like to start. Read a couple stories from this.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted me to keep going, right, Kristen? Because you have a stack
Yeah.
of books. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm ridiculous. Sure.
No, I love that you do that, though. It's become like a little thing now, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a bit.
So we
Although
were.
it's me.
I like it. We were talking about true crime earlier. So this is as it states on the cover, a true crime classic. One of my friends at work gave this to me for Christmas. It's called Fatal Vision by Joe McGinnis.
Oh.
And it is a chonker.
Oh my. Oh
Whoa,
my.
whoa.
How many pages is she?
I'll tell you. Oh boy. There's 953 pages.
Oh,
That's too many pages.
That's a lot of pages.
A lot of
That is
words.
a lot of
Reid?
pages.
A lot of
That's
words.
too many words.
Kristen, that's a lot of words.
That's too many words. Yeah.
It's as they used to say about Mozart music, it's too many notes.
Many words.
Oh, too many notes.
Too many words.
So this one is, just to give you a brief description, it's the electrifying true story of Dr. Jeffrey McDonald, the handsome Princeton-educated physician convicted of savagely slaying his young pregnant wife and 2 small children. What a guy.
Cheerful.
But I've heard this is like a very like written in a very compelling way. So it was definitely a cool gift to receive. And yeah, I'd like to start it. I mean, listen, there's no way in hell I'm finishing this in a week. But if I get started on it, that'll make me happy.
Nice.
And I have one reread in the pile because I
Ooh.
kind of need that comfort. And when I show you, Kristen, I'm like 99% sure you read this.
Oh.
It's one of those, it's a COVID book, but they don't actually say it's COVID. They don't say it's about the pandemic, but it's by Luke Adam Hawker. It's called Together.
I read that. Yeah.
Did you read this, Reid?
I did not read it. No, Kristen has.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, of course I'm like definitely partial to it because this guy shows like so much of his relationship with his dog and how like his dog was his buddy during the pandemic. And I can so relate to that because I say it probably a couple times a month. And I tell Kim, I'm like, I don't know what I would have done without Alexander during the pandemic because he was like such great company because Kim worked through the whole thing. Like she had to be, at work the whole time. She didn't get to work from home at all. So, she was off doing her thing, working, and I was able to work from home, luckily, and I had Alexander with me. So I definitely related to those parts of this book so much. But it's cool. Like they don't actually say that it's COVID or the pandemic, but it's like he talks about people like hoarding toilet paper and being greedy with groceries and things like that. I got to show you this. So it says, in slowing down, we woke up to the most important things of all. So he's walking his dog, and at first he has the umbrella over his head, and the dog's getting wet, and then he realizes, and now he's walking with the umbrella covering the dog. I mean, that's adorable.
It's just too
cute.
Yeah.
That art in there too is really nice.
The art alone is worth. I'm gonna try to find the art is just amazing in this book. Like, it's great. And you'll read it in like 10 minutes. It's like so short.
It's
but
great.
yeah, I kind of need that kind of read in my life after the week. So
Love that.
And the last one on the pile of possibilities is Castle in the Stars. I know a lot of people have read this already. Book
Mhm.
1. I have 3 books, and you told me last time, Kristen, there's 5 of them.
I think there's 5 out in English, yeah,
Okay.
because I have the 4th one, but I haven't gotten the 5th one, so I need to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I honestly don't know much about this book. I bought this out of like the hype because everybody was talking about it. Beautiful art. But I should start it. I mean, it's just one of those books that have been on my shelf for so long. One of 3 books that have been on my shelf so long. So, yeah, I'd like to get to that too.
Nice. I'd like to revisit those this
Yeah,
year. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Do you remember what you rated any of them?
No.
You
I'm sure you can find out.
No.
I really don't. I know I like them, but I don't know. I don't
I got
remember.
you. You know, I don't remember
Maybe-
things I
maybe
rated last
4?
week.
I feel like 4, maybe.
Let's see.
Let's see if my memory's right.
I love how everything's a test. What do you
Yeah,
think?
because
What do you think you
we
rated?
don't know.
I know.
We're not good at
That
it.
could be an entire episode. Could just be like you pick the books that
You know
Ooh.
what?
I-
I kind of love that,
I
actually.
like that too.
like
It's a
what
fun
did you
game.
think you read this, and then
Right.
or what do you think you rated this? Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
We do have to point out that he says you got it closer.
Thank you.
Not into vinyl,
Awesome.
unfortunately. Totally
get it.
understand that.
Totally get it.
understand
Especially like lathe cut is there for like, you know, if you're a vinyl person and a collector, because if you don't know what a lathe cut is, they're super limited, handmade, they're records made in real time, so they're not pressed, they're actually cut into vinyl, like it's on like a reverse turntable, and they make them in real time, like as they listen to the song. So it's like real old school stuff. So, but just to say, there's something for everyone.
Love it.
That's the best part.
Yeah, that's why there are digital options, but then there's the vinyl one. Cheese is asking for an optical media option. Unfortunately, you don't have one of those.
I don't.
I'm sure Reid would burn you a CD though if you really wanted.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have to admit, I didn't know what that is. That what that means? Optical media option. I honestly didn't know.
That's CD, yeah.
CD, cool.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, hold on. Let's Google it.
You know,
like, am I right?
That's
what is
the thing.
optical media? Refers to any data storage device or equipment that uses optical device storage and blah 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 to write optical disc. I was thinking optical disc, so which would be a CD. Is that cheese? Cheese, am I right? Is that what you meant?
This show is so educational, I tell you.
We're learning.
We're learning so many words.
By the way,
sorry. I was just gonna say, do you love that I knew that, but like I couldn't think of regular words earlier?
You still don't know what word you were trying to think of.
I really don't. Hey, my dad knows what's up. Optical CD, DVD, BR, yeah.
What's BR?
Blu-ray.
Oh, okay. Boy, I'm something tonight.
Hey, we're all there.
By the way, I'm failing so hard on Goodreads trying to find what you rated.
Really?
Castle
It
and
was
Stars.
probably so long ago.
It was probably a while back.
Because it says friend activity, and then actually Fariha's the only one there. And then usually you can click on like additional friend activity to see the rest. That's not an option.
Okay, so March 2020, I gave the first one 4 stars.
Oh.
The second one 4 stars. The third one 4 stars.
I think you liked it.
Yeah, I think I liked it. I recall liking it.
Nice.
She says Larry's right. CD, DVD, Blu-ray, whatever.
See, now I just want to say this because in the past, every Kickstarter I've done a music side of it. I've done like a little soundtrack or something to be released with it.
Mm-hmm.
Do people like Kristen made fun of me and continuously makes fun of me for my like of CDs and like wanting to keep them and all of that. So I'm like, I assume the rest of the world would be with her and make fun of me if there was a CD option.
I also really like CDs. Sometimes I still buy CDs once in a while. For example, I just bought like 2 box sets of Dave Brubeck on CD.
Okay, yeah.
And I just, even though I love vinyl too, and I love the sound of vinyl, I also love, just for a different reason, the crispness of a CD.
See, and I'm with you.
Yeah.
I stopped doing it for two reasons. One, the constant ridicule of my lovely wife.
That is not why.
And
That is not
secondly,
why.
the
No,
bigger one.
Hold on.
The bigger one.
Let's set the record straight. If I may, let's do it. The problem Reid has is not, hey, I like CDs, because that's fine. His problem is I'm hoarding CDs and I have nowhere to put them. That's Reid's issue.
Oh, that's no different than you hoarding books.
But I have places to put them.
Some of them.
No, I have shelves for
I
these
have places to put my CDs. They're in the closet.
Okay, and Exhibit A, right? Like, if you're having to hide your things in the closet, why do you even have your CDs?
No, because I used to keep them on display, and then you were like, really? CDs?
The problem is they're only on display. He doesn't listen to the physical media of the CD.
I did?
Because, no, you have Spotify, you're not touching those CDs. That's what
I don't have a CD player in my car anymore, and I did up until a year ago. My car does not have a CD player.
I still have a CD player.
Yeah.
And I don't use it.
Well, that's your.
Well, you should. Fault. You have all these CDs you can access.
Because music Mary. I don't want to listen to. Yeah.
Thank you, Mary.
Well, here's the thing. I don't like to choose sides, but I won't choose a side, but I will share a story. I also have CDs stuffed in my the closet, in our coat closet, right? I have less CDs because Kim will do it in a way like this. She'll say, "Oh, do you want me to take those 2 carriers of CDs and put them in storage for you?" As if it's like a favor. So she carted all. I had 2 big binders, where you take the CDs out of the cases. And I regret ever doing that, but I did do it at some point in my life to like save space, So she carted those off down to our little storage area. But I do have some CDs still jammed in the closet, and I'm a little like angry about it.
See, like mine, I have like a whole bunch that I like. There's a lot that I wanted to keep because I want to keep them. Mm-hmm. There's a lot that I really wanted to keep that I'm like, this is the only record of this. There's a lot of local music that I have that I'm like, I only have on CD. Like it's not in the internet.
Let's set the record straight. Again, these things make sense to me. I also have these things. There was a band that I followed all through high school, up through college, and that media doesn't exist outside of that CD, right? So there's that. There's another band, same thing, right? I'm going to keep those forever. I'm never getting rid of them. However, they're at my parents' house. So they're not in our house cluttering up. I'm just saying we don't have a lot of space. That's all.
Yeah, I want it. I want it near me. I need to feel it close to me.
And so that is ultimately the issue with the CD situation.
I have a stack.
Now, if you go out right now, and you buy a new CD, I'm gonna judge you, because why would you do that?
You did that so hard for so long, like in our the beginning of our relationship.
Yeah, well, why do that if you want a master version and one that's going to like stick around and be nice, and we have a dedicated spot for it right beside you, you can see it. Get vinyl.
Yeah, I'm there now.
Right. But your CDs that you don't touch and listen to, and you're not putting on display for display purposes even, that should just be in storage.
I just need more storage. We need more shelves.
You're going to have to have a new house to put your CDs in.
Exactly. We'll just get it.
Okay.
By the way, recently I was playing my nice little new Dave Brubeck CD. Just enjoying myself.
Mm-hmm.
Kim walks into the living room, right where I was sitting, and she thought I was just like listening to the jazz station, because I also listen to our local jazz station a lot.
Mm-hmm.
She just hits the power button. I'm like, "What are you doing?" I'm listening to a CD. She thought it was a radio. Sorry, I have some I have to work out some CD stuff apparently in my home. This is bringing it all.
I love it.
Yep.
I'm just imagining. I feel like Kristen would be very annoyed if I was just listening to a jazz record,
Would she?
I think so.
Yeah.
I would. Are you serious? I love Jamie Cullum.
It's not jazz.
I love how you're like, are you serious?
Are you laughing? He's a jazz artist.
I know. I'm like in my mind.
Not jazz. I'm like Yes, it is. He's in the jazz section. What are you saying?
Well, you're thinking more like old school, like.
I'm thinking like that, or just like almost like teetering on like turtleneck cringe jazz, which I have. We have some turtleneck cringe jazz.
Okay.
In the collection, but most of the jazz I have is just like Buddy Rich or just annoying like avant-garde jazz that's just like weird noise music. That would be.
I don't
more
mind
fun.
that.
What?
Wouldn't mind that. I don't care.
You wouldn't mind weird avant-garde, just like.
Listen,
jazz.
I feel like I've made you listen to the Gautier album a few times, okay? And that album is so weird.
I don't like
front to back, and I love it. It's not the same, but it kind of is.
We did discover that Kristen likes Scowl this past week. So
only one song.
No, you like that other one. You were like, it's not screaming. It's like tonal screaming.
Yeah, I don't know. There were parts of it for sure.
Yeah,
there were parts of it. Okay. Well, what have I missed? I feel like I've missed
a lot.
Okay, we need to know what Chris is reading. Okay, I've almost finished Weird Western Tales, Jonah Hex, and Dazzler Marvel Masterworks Volume 1. Oh, that's fun. I also am looking to start Daredevil, Elektra, Love, and War. I've heard a lot of good things about that.
You know what I'd like to say? You know who's really good at reading? Chris.
Chris is good at reading. He's read so much.
We could really learn a lot from Chris.
We really do every episode, I feel like.
Yeah.
We're doing episodes now. I don't know if you heard
episodes. Do we also have seasons? Can we have seasons?
We should have seasons.
Okay, cool.
My dad says I love having a physical master. Oh, do you, Mr.
Oh boy. Everybody
won't ever get rid of a book. Okay. Hit the deck. Davida says I like CDs. I prefer physical media for everything. That totally makes sense. If you have the room.
Yeah, I think I'd like to speak up for Kristen just a little. I think what you're saying, it's more about room. You could really give a blank on what Reid likes to collect.
Yes, it's more about
space. I get that part.
Space and like clutterness.
Yeah.
Because to my credit, I have a lot of books, but I've been getting rid of a lot lately, and I'm cleaning up, and it's great. So
I'm sort of hearing that what the middle ground on this would be, like maybe Reid makes a little room wherever, it tends to be like Reid space. Maybe does a little cleanup and got like a nice CD holder / display or rack. Then would you be okay with it?
Yeah, if he can fit that somewhere, sure.
Okay. Sure. Look, Reid.
I can't fit that anywhere, Mary.
All right. I tried.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate it, Mary.
Okay.
That was a good.
Okay.
I'm trying too. So.
Yep.
Mike's saying you could just burn one with a digital copy. That is true.
That's true. Yeah.
That's true. Cheese, it sounds like you really know what you're talking about and you like your stuff. And you'd be very happy if they'd taken off more than they did. Not a fan of vinyl or MP3. FLAC works. So, Cheese, I don't know if you've checked out the Kickstarter, but I'm sure, Reid, tell me if I'm wrong. I'm sure the digital download, if Cheese really wanted FLAC, you could FLAC it up.
Yeah.
Okay. What's
FLAC? Absolutely.
Yeah. So, because it's basically uncompressed media. So MP3 is compressed.
I get it.
Right? Essentially, is that right, Reid? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look at me. I'm so knowledgeable.
I know. Look at you.
Wow.
You went to college.
I did.
I didn't.
You did. You just didn't finish.
I just didn't do good at
it. So, Cheese, I'm just saying, if you are interested in the music level, go ahead and do the digital download, and he can FLAC you up.
I'll FLAC it up. Hook
you up with some FLAC.
I'll FLAC you so hard.
Oh no.
Okay, yikes, Reid.
Oh no.
Yikes. My dad's saying all Kristen's old media crap, rude, are stacked in my unboxing room off camera. It's true, but also little rude. Just a little tad.
It's true.
Rude.
We try to take some. I found this the other day that we took from.
That's true. We did take that. Yeah.
It's a hymn book.
Oh.
Yeah, it has like a CD in it. Or 2? I can't remember. It's some weird special
There's
edition.
not anything in it now.
Really?
Oh.
I thought it was in like the. No, there's like a thing in the back, like a little.
I know there's this, and it opens, and there's these weird, creepy Polaroids.
Oh, that is creepy. All right. All right.
Cool. Love metal.
James says, Reid, how's your Kickstarter doing? Okay, let's refresh. How is your Kickstarter doing? Let's see. Oh my gosh, is it happening? Oh, it's happening.
What?
James, did you do something? What happened here?
James already did something.
Well, but the backer didn't go up.
Whoa. Something, you saw it, right?
Something happened. Yeah.
You saw
something happened.
Something happened. Okay, Reid hit his goal. Yay!
We did it. Oh.
Yay! Yay! All right, that's enough. All right, Reid. Lower the camera.
Everyone is so confused and sad.
Right before we went on, Reid was like, "Should I do this? If we hit the goal, should I just do it?" And we're like, "Yeah, do it." And he's like, "It won't happen."
You all got it, and everyone gets a bookmark.
Yay!
Love that.
Bookmarks. Love that. Oh, Chris is saying, "I up my pledge." Chris,
thank you so much, Chris.
Chris, you are wonderful. You are a reading guru, and you are lovely for doing that. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Reid. Really,
thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you all so much. Really, truthfully, thank you.
I'm gonna get emotional. I cry easily. Be careful.
And I just want to point out anyone who's watching this, it's not too late. There's still 14 days left, and there are still stretch goals, which I'm trying to find right now. They're all the way at the bottom.
Yeah, and by the way, if anyone cares, I would really love if we could at least get to the but I know my words. I would love it to be upgraded to a hardcover. I mean, come on, we all love a good hardcover, right?
Yeah. So I will say, the 2,500 goal signed book plate for all physical reward levels. So the people who got signed in Sketch, it's totally different. So you're going to get that on top of things, right, Reid?
Yeah. So basically, like if you got the sign in Sketch, you're basically going to get just like a nice, like good, like art print that you can choose to keep in the book or not, but it'll be signed as well.
And then if we do hit 3,000, all books are going to be upgraded to hardcover. Essentially, that's what it's going to take because those are expensive. But I know Reid would really love that. I know Mary would love that. I know my dad would love that.
God, yeah.
I feel like a lot of you would love that. There's my dad saying it right now. Now let's move the bar to the hardcover. So I think we can get there. But again, thank you so much. Special thanks to Chris. That is wonderful. And we love that.
That's super. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you to everybody who's helped.
Congrats. Can't wait to read it. Thank you. Mike says, I cracked my TV throwing beats. I love that. Amanda says, congrats. Thank you.
Thank you.
Woo-hoo.
We'll do a special, we'll keep making videos updating people on everything, like with the process of once the book is made, when we get proofs and everything.
Oh yeah, that'll be really fun.
We'll show videos, first looks.
Ooh, you could do an unboxing of the books.
Oh, I like that.
Love that. Batmanda says, I'm trying to get better about letting go of some books too, especially things I didn't totally love, or no, I'm not going to read again. That's pretty much been my bar lately as well. There's been even the Aquanaut, 3 stars. This was enjoyable for me. I'm not keeping this. They're just like, I don't need to. I don't have shelf space. Just like Reid some of your CDs, maybe you don't. Okay, that's not the same.
Wow. Reid, she is going in strong about the CDs.
It's now it's just a bit, I guess. But
what happens?
Fine.
No.
Oh. But I think that's a great bar to have, though. If you didn't totally love something, if you're not going to read it again, creepy. You're going to scare some people. They're going to watch this and be like, yikes.
Wow, the little arm is so creepy up close.
Ooh, do it again.
Do it again.
Ooh. Oh no! Ew.
Ew.
Why is it?
He's got some track marks.
Oh my god.
Oh, Ollie, what
Ollie's got dark. I could do. Maybe that's what I'll do. All right. Hey, if we get to
Oh, no.
3,000 and we get the hardcover, and then we get to the next goal, which is the exclusive zine. If we get even higher, I'll do a mini comic that's the origins of Ollie.
Oh.
And
Oh,
it's
yeah, so
probably him
the-
like in Nom.
The super major stretch goal of 4 is exclusive zine with sketches, articles,
Mhm.
reviews, art. So that's a great idea, actually. Wait, how fun would that be? Because everybody wants to know what his deal is, right?
I mean, it's going to be his story of like his journey through Nom. Because he's probably been through it.
You think he has? I thought the way you said it, I believed you. I'm like, wow, you know a lot about him.
I feel like he definitely has.
That face looked like it hadn't.
Kinda with those.
And it's just
teeth.
got like there's just gonna be some like really like deep like philosophical
Mm.
reason to Good Stuff Cheap.
Sure.
Oh my gosh, I feel like he 100% has a belly tattoo that says "Good Stuff Cheap."
Oh,
no.
absolutely. Also,
Right?
thanks, Kristen, for giving me my next tattoo idea.
No,
I knew he was going to say that. I knew he was going to say it.
Kristen's been so against me getting my belly tattooed. I really want to get a belly tat.
What would you get?
So
Like,
really,
seriously.
truthfully, I legitimately like I want like
I know what he would get.
what?
Lust for Life.
Yeah, I want a Lust for Life tattoo, which is my favorite Iggy Pop song. I want
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
but I want like some roses with like a banner through it that says Lust for Life, like right here. But I don't want it just like the lettering. Like Kristen keeps on thinking it's going to be like the gangster lettering, like over my belly button, which I
Yeah.
don't want. But I do want that now that says Good Stuff Cheap. That
Just Good
or-
Stuff Cheap with Ollie's face, like his mouth is your belly button.
I mean, that
Okay.
would be tight. But I would
I'm
also
getting upset.
I would also 100% get like a tramp stamp that says Good Stuff Cheap.
No, that would be funny.
Thank you, Mary. Mary's in.
I'm
Mary's
in
in
now.
on it.
I was concerned. I'm not saying the belly lust for like the Iggy Pop thing. Like I think could work, but you kept doing this, and like I don't think you want to do it like the top of your belly, like because I think it could look cool. But
No, it's less like the top of my belly and more like my under boob area.
okay,
Like I want it more as a torso because I can't if I do it where my belly is, it's hard because that's where I like my infusion set for my insulin pump goes there.
okay.
So it's like that is harder. Like I have a bunch
You
of
should have
scar
showed that
tissue.
to everybody.
You know he will.
Kind of see it.
Yeah, I see it. It's little.
Yeah. It's just a little guy. It's like just
Yeah.
a little
Circle
nipple.
guy.
Kristen was looking at me like, "Don't encourage him on this belly tattoo thing," and I'm like asking serious questions.
Yeah, yeah. Ooh, has
I won't.
everybody seen his King of the Hill tattoo?
No,
I was like, who's answering?
I'll say no.
I don't know. The chat? I don't
Well,
know.
the sleeves
They're like,
on.
we're gone. We left.
I have long sleeves on. I can't show people that.
Oh, okay, Reid.
Can
wow.
I? Let's see if can I
Yikes.
reach it?
I thought you had a shirt on under your shirt.
No. And plus, I've got like
Oh.
my
Oh.
sensor.
His
in the middle of
Pokeball.
it.
Does that look like a Pokeball?
Oh yeah.
Because the top, it's
Yeah,
the way
yeah,
you
yeah.
put the sticker on it, Reid.
It's Ladybird.
There's Ladybird. Yeah, the
Oh,
dog.
I have seen that.
Yeah.
You make it bigger?
No.
He always hates when I do that.
Oh,
Why?
look, because you threatened to make him bigger on the screen. He burped.
Okay. And that's
Yeah.
what
That's what you get.
Look what
That's
you
it.
did.
Yeah, I did that. Sorry. All right. Did I miss anything?
What are we doing here?
What are we doing?
What's happening?
Kristen,
Mary,
you
did you-
apparently want to read a ton of shit.
No, I think Mary was still going. Yeah.
No, I finished.
You.
My-
Wow.
Yeah.
She's been done for a while.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, Reid. All right. Okay. All right. So it's me. Too many, you guys. All right. So here's one I want to start. Is anyone going to be surprised? It's called Cats and Sugar Bowls. It's a manga.
You know, it's funny. I told her to start reading that like 4 days ago.
Yeah,
'Cause she was
right.
like, I need something I can read in a night.
There
Yeah,
you go.
it seems small. It's manga. I didn't read it yet, but I want to.
It looks a little gay too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly it, right? I saw this cover and I was like, oh, there's a lovely cat. and then it's a little gay. So that's all I need, right?
Yep.
Blame Master Edition. These are
Oh.
big. So this is like, this manga is pretty regular size. These are
Whoa.
huge. Look at how big these are. I got this from a Half Price Books like approximately 47 years ago.
Oh.
And you like that one, Reid?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. He's divorcing me.
No.
But the art, I'm just joking, Reid. The art looks fun. This has been sitting forever, and I'm just like, why haven't I read this? So I think it's time.
I don't like how that book looks like the cover of it looks like a magazine.
Oh, it kind of does.
It does.
Yeah.
It's like, welcome to the first exciting issue of Blame magazine.
Yeah. Okay. I've heard good things about it. I don't know though. Am I gonna like it? I kind of like how he's like, oh, I'm just turning around.
Yeah, there's my backside. There's my front side. My backside. My front side.
That was fun. Chris says, I've been purging my collection. I've sold around 300 books in the last year. Chris, I gotta know, are you just keeping stuff you like really, really love? Are you just wanting to get a lot of it out? Are you making room for something else? What's your thinking? Because clearly you are a reading guru and our purging guru now. So please, we must know.
And I'm curious where you sold them. Like, was it a combination of eBay, secondhand store, that kind of thing?
Are you going digital? Like, what's happening?
He's going to switch his collection over to CDs only.
He's going to scan all the books and then burn them onto a CD.
Yes, exactly.
Half Price been around for a while. Yeah. You know, I wonder how long they have been around. I don't know. I feel like that's... My math doesn't math. I know.
I don't have those.
Well, we have to drive for them.
We specifically go on trips. Like that sells it. Like if there's somewhere we're going for like a concert or anything, it's like oh well cool, we get to go like see this concert and do this. And then the second thing is, do you think they have a half price? And then it becomes a whole secondary like motive of the trip.
That's fun though.
No. It's so true. Fun. Yeah.
It's so true. Our honeymoon was pretty much like, oh yeah, that sounds fun to go there. And do they have maybe on the way we could stop at Half Prices? Maybe.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We did. We stopped at Half Prices and the James Brown statue in Augusta.
Oh, that's cool.
That's right. Which isn't randomly in the middle of a street. Like it was. It was pretty weird. Yeah. It's fun though. More Yuri manga. How do we relationship? I don't know. How do we? I have 2 of these. I'm gonna find out. How do we? It looks cute.
I hear you. I hear the words. Like I understand what you're saying. It just is like, it's clunky, right, Reid? That's a clunky title.
Yeah. Well, some manga has longer, clunkier kind of titles, but
true.
It looks cute. You know, I like cute stuff. We'll see. Volume 6 of Whisper Me Love Song. I've already liked volumes 1 through 5, so you're just laughing at me.
I'm laughing at the title, Whisper Me Love Song. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
That's all.
I get it. That one's less clunky, though.
Yes, I'll give you that. By like 0.5, though.
Right, fair. I read this many years ago and really enjoyed it, Vinland Saga. And I have several volumes, but I want to revisit it. I want to actually get back into it, continue reading it. Because again, I remember really liking it, but it's been years and years. They've just been sitting on my shelf. But these are nice little hardcovers, and I want to get back into it. So there's that.
I feel like when I first started watching YouTube and like comic book channels and BookTube and all that, that was like very popular. Everybody was talking about that book.
I think you're right. Yeah. World of the Dragon Lords. This is a Donald Duck and Uncle Scrooge book.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Look at this cover too.
Look
it's
at that.
Cool, right?
It's gorgeous.
And it's shiny. Look at how shiny.
Is that old stuff or is it?
I believe it is old stuff. Let's see when this is. Does it say? Maybe not super old.
Is it European stuff?
2003 to 2004, it looks like.
Oh.
And yeah, it's definitely European stuff. Looks like German stuff, yeah.
Tight.
There's a lot of German names in here, I'm assuming. But yeah, I really like the art. There's dragons. It looks super fun. I love the cover, and it's been sitting there for not that long. I feel like this isn't that old.
I don't remember seeing that.
I don't remember where I got it. I think my parents got it for me for maybe my last birthday or something. I don't know. But I need to read it because my birthday's coming up again. So is Mary's.
That's right.
Did you all know we're birthday buddies? I have a birthday, and then Mary has a birthday.
That's right. One day apart.
Pretty cool.
Yep.
We'll never forget each other then, right?
Very easy to remember, hard to plan.
Oh no.
Reid, no. She said, "Oh no."
Oh no. But I like the face after he said it. That's the delivery was good on that one.
He's making fun of me because of small talk I make at cashiers, because I said that to someone once about they were going on about their daughter's birthday and it's the same day as this or that, and I said that, and she laughed and laughed, and Reid was just like,
so it was when we were getting our COVID vaccine.
Was it?
You were making small talk with the nurse, and she was like, Christmas is coming up. My daughter's birthday is right before Christmas. And you were like, easy to remember, hard to plan. Am I right?
Kristen, did you say, am I right?
Yes.
Oh, no. I have to stop you on that. I mean,
I don't think I said, am I right? I don't think I said that. I don't think I said that.
She's probably like, and she's like finger gunning so hard.
I don't think I said that. I definitely said easy to remember, hard to plan. And then she laughed and laughed, but I did not say, am I right? That's not.
You said right.
I maybe said right, but that's different than am I right?
Yeah, but you gave her the look like, right?
Well, look, she laughed and laughed, so I was killing it.
This is just like your whole skit about, why did I even do my hair?
Yes, it's exactly the same. Yeah. Here's the thing. I could not be a stand-up comedian. However,
I don't know why. You've already tried out half your material.
My material kills it with like the older generation.
Yes.
Where their bars are low. I guess.
Are you saying you could do like a nursing home circuit?
You could.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I could maybe do that. I can make a killing.
Bad choice of words for that crowd.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
That's why you practice on us first.
Yeah, okay, good. Thanks. Yeah. All right, Chris update. I don't have a lot of space, so I'm selling them to make room for new stuff. I am keeping what I know I'll read again. I'm selling them at a couple online sites that are not eBay.
Nice.
Love that. Yeah. That's we need to make some space around here. Reid, right? So
sure.
We got to get rid of books, CDs, whatever we need to get rid of. Okay. Another book I want to read is called Rosalie Lightning. This has been sitting on my shelf also for forever. I have heard it's very sad. This is one that I think I got at Book Outlet like a long time ago for like $2, like straight up $2. And the art looks good. I like it. But I've only heard it's incredibly sad. So I'm kind of just like, why did I do this to myself? You know what I mean? So I haven't touched it yet, but I want to read it mostly because I don't think I'll keep it. If it's that sad, I'm not going to want to read it again. Do you know what I mean?
I was having a moment of like, did I read that? I just looked it up.
Did you read it?
I did not. No.
Okay.
Maybe I saw it on Book Outlet.
Nice. That's probably it. Yeah. My dad's trying to talk about TV I haven't watched. We finished Wednesday. It is a masterpiece. As good as Umbrella Academy. I'm happy for you, Dad. Now, why don't you watch one of the things that I told you to watch?
By the way, did you watch the new You?
I have not. Have you?
I did.
How do you feel about it?
I loved it.
Okay, good.
Here are my quick thoughts on it.
Mm-hmm.
How I felt about previous seasons. Sometimes it gets like a little ridiculous, a little like almost like to the point of impossible on certain situations. But I still love it. I don't know. I just get lost in it. And it's like shot so beautifully and like everybody's pretty,
Yeah, you hear that, Dad?
But it's I don't know. There's a lot of unlikable characters this season, I feel. And that's not anything like earth-shattering. I think most people will feel that way. But
Yeah.
I flew through it like so fast.
I'm going to have to watch it. I haven't started it. Maybe this weekend.
And they're doing like, what is it? Like the next I guess they finish off the season, I think sometime in March. Like they didn't give you the full season.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did it leave like a big cliffhanger?
Yes. No, I would no, it's not a cliffhanger, but you're like they set up the next part very well.
Gotcha.
I wouldn't call it a cliffhanger though.
Cool.
Yeah.
My dad's still trying to talk about Wednesday. Okay. Fred Armisen is Fester. Okay. We love Fred.
Mm-hmm. I live for Fred Armisen. He was on Jello by Offria's podcast, and I recently listened to that, and it was lovely.
Okay. All right. More books I want to read. That
of course,
hey, am I going to read them by next time? What if I read all of these by next time? What would you guys do? Would you do that?
Yeah, it would just be.
Wait, who is she?
It'd be 2 hours of.
Hey, I'm going to try it.
Give it a shot.
I'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. Meow the Infinite, Volume 2. So I read the first volume, loved the first volume. I haven't read this Volume 2 yet. They look sad. I'm kind of thinking at this point I may have to revisit the first one before I even read this. We'll see. But this is the end of it. And this was a Kickstarter. I really enjoyed it. Speaking of Kickstarter, check out the description.
Killing these segues. Wow. I knew I married her for some reason.
All right. Another Kickstarter I backed that I haven't read, Monolith. Shiny.
Okay.
Okay.
We got it.
So this on the back, want me to read this? Technology can be your best friend or your worst enemy.
Dun dun dun.
Listen, it's a big guy. It's by Magnetic Press. The art looks incredibly interesting. Okay, what's going on here? I don't know. Here's the thing. I need to read it because one, this does not appear to be tons of words. Okay, we love that. All right, two, am I going to keep this? Maybe I'll love it. I'll be like, this is the best thing ever. I have to keep it. Maybe I won't. And then I can get rid of it and make space. Either way, it's good. So I need to read this. It's quite big, too. And I like these curved edges that Magnetic Press does. I was like, is that damaged? No, it's just.
It looks
I was like, whoa,
yeah,
what?
That's the problem with those, like, because I like those too, like to an extent, but I'm always I'm always scared that it's like, who dropped that book?
Yeah, I'm like, wait a second,
that many times,
right?
Yeah, that's fair. All right, two more, and these last two, I feel like I'm going to get reactions from both of you. Okay, one specifically from one of you, one specifically from the other. All right, Reid, you're up first.
Oh, she told us who was going to give the reaction.
Oh, never mind. I'm going to shuffle them now. You won't know.
Okay, well, I like that better.
Okay.
Reid, let's both react. Okay.
Plutona.
Was that I was supposed to
Yeah, there's...
No, I am very happy that you're going to reread this.
I'm revisiting my copy of Plutona. As you may recall, it's been like over 5 years, I believe, since I read this, which is a lot of years. I think that's right. And we've talked about it, how I essentially liked this book until the ending where there wasn't one, and it bothers me, right? That's my memory of it, but it's been years. I've read a lot of books since then. I've grown as a human. Things are different in my life. I don't know. I'm revisiting it. I'm curious if my brain now feels the same way as it did then. I don't know. Maybe I'll love it now. Maybe I'll be like, what a great ending. Or maybe I'll just be like, yeah, I'm still bothered by the ending, but I still remember, like, I like the story. Because I do remember liking the story.
I think you're going to like it way more than you think you do.
That's kind of how I feel.
Because you complained so hard about that book when you first read it.
Yeah, and I mean, I remember that, but
you were like, "Are you reading this?" Because I read it digitally, and I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, it was fine. It's good." And you were like, "Ugh, that end. It wasn't an ending," and you were just like real bothered by it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
now I will say I still have feelings about endings that aren't endings, but maybe it'll be different now. I don't know.
But I'd like to say just one more time, I feel like that ending was an ending. Don't make me do the thing again.
No. And see, I kind of recalled what you were saying, and I turned to those pages as you were talking about it originally, but I don't necessarily remember it in the context, right?
Okay. Fair.
So I don't know. We're gonna revisit it.
Remember recently, I'm saying recently, I think it was probably today. My day was long. But we had a little exchange with Rich on Instagram about this, about the ending.
Yeah.
That was fun. Because he was like, oh yeah, after hearing us talk about it, like he had to pick it up and read it.
I love that too. I do love that.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, this is the year. This has to be the year. I don't know. Late again. Let's push for 4-hour live stream, guys.
We may just get to that by the time Kristen gets through all her books.
Listen, hey, I only have one left.
It's going to be a doozy, apparently.
Well,
this is yours.
Just for Reid.
Oh, I know what it is, I think.
Do you?
I don't want to. Does it have a lot of words?
It's 4.
Oh no, not in the title. Like in general, does it have a lot of words in it?
You know what? It kind of does, but it's not what you think it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it actually really does. Which so yikes. But all right.
Oh.
Reid knows what it is. Johnny the Homicidal Maniac.
Oh.
This is one of Reid's favorites. He's talked about it for many years.
You're not gonna like it.
You don't think I'll like it at all? I like the art.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing. Like, and I'll stand by this. And it's like, I prefer Squee.
Okay, so you think I should read that one?
The problem is,
is it in here?
There's some tie-ins with Squee.
It's in here.
You should probably read that first.
This first?
Squee is Johnny the Homicidal Maniac's neighbor.
Okay.
So you are introduced into Squee from Johnny the Homicidal Maniac.
You know what? Reid just really likes text dense.
Here's my
books,
thing.
Doesn't he?
What I love is, I just was talking to somebody about this in a Facebook group. They were talking about their love for Johnny the Homicidal Maniac and Squee, and the pure dedication to ink on the page. Like, Jonan Vasquez, like, puts so much work into every single page. Like, not one page looks sparse ever. It's like the page layouts are fantastic. The hand lettering, it's perfect.
Which is similar to your feelings about Evan Dorkin, I assume.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. My question is the hardcover of this like grossly out of print?
I think so.
Because I'm like holding this and I'm like, why haven't you upgraded this thing?
Because
like, I mean, some parts of it are like you've clearly opened it a lot. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and I bought that used because I never owned it. I couldn't own it.
Okay.
It was difficult. Like when I was a kid, I got Squee first because it didn't say Homicidal Maniac in the title. So it was a lot like, and of course, I mean, I didn't know that Jonan Vasquez even had a comics background when I first heard of his work because I fell in love with Invader Zim due to the cartoon. And then somebody at a camp was like, have you read this? And then he gave me like a copy of it and I read it at the camp. And then I was like, oh, that's amazing. And then I found Squee. And then, then just that was my art style essentially was just a ripoff of Jonan Vasquez for years. Just giant eyes and like wobbly heads.
Well, Cheese knows what you're talking about. Loves Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, Squee, and Filler Bunny. You have to read NNY before Squee. What's NNY?
It's Johnny.
What?
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 I think Reid's frozen. Just kidding.
Reid, what's it mean?
We broke Reid. Oh no.
Oh, he is frozen.
Oh, he is really? I thought he was being silly.
I thought he
Reid?
was too, but no,
Oh.
I think he's frozen.
Oh, you're good.
That was really good, right? That was really
Ew,
good.
I hate
Really
it. That was creepy, actually.
I really thought we broke you.
Reid, what's it mean?
You got to read Johnny the Homicidal Maniac first.
What's
Oh.
NNY? You don't know, do you?
I'm trying to remember. I think that's what. Isn't that
Jeez,
what he
you
calls
stumped him.
Isn't that what he calls himself?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's what he calls himself. I can't remember.
But she's just saying I have to read that before Squee.
Yeah. Yeah, Johnny. Yeah, Johnny calls himself NNY. Yeah, NNY is short for Johnny.
Oh, and okay, I got it now.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. The character. Okay. I got confused. Got it.
It'd be like if you called me ARY.
Yeah.
Oh.
Instead of the first part of the name, the last part.
Okay, Ari. All right.
So yeah, read it first. Yeah, you
Okay.
should read it first. But yeah, it's.
Chris says Amazon has the hardcover for like $40.
All right, well then never mind. I don't know. All right, buy it for me.
Gosh,
Kristen.
fine. Okay. Yikes. I'll charge it. It's the last 3 letters of Johnny. No, that makes total sense. I think I was like, oh, does that stand for a title of something? That's where my head went.
Yeah, me too.
Because we all do that with things sometimes, you know? So sorry, Cheese. That makes total sense.
And then it didn't help that I just completely forgot that that's what he called that was what his short name.
Yeah.
Because I think I haven't reread that in a long time either. So if you read it, then maybe I'll reread it with you.
Oh, how cute!
I reread Squee not that long ago because I used to revisit that all the time.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm excited for that. We'll see if I do it. I am also currently reading, and by that I mean I've read a few pages of Ducks because I am talking about this over the weekend with Maddie. I do like this. It's a cute hardcover.
I'm curious to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I know. And I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but I am still working on Rules for Dating My Daughter by Mike Dawson.
I didn't know you were still working on it.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't picked it up in a few days, but I really like it so far. I am using a Reid Chancellor exclusive bookmark. Not to be exclusive because they're going to go to the Kickstarters. Yay. Love that. That's my books, y'all. It's not too many.
That wasn't that many. You made it seem like it was going to be worse.
You've done more than that before.
It's 100% true. Yeah. Oh, have you read Ducks, Mary?
I did. Like many things, I always put it on me. It's not even really the creators. I really always tend to think it's me. I just kind of lost interest and I bailed on it. I didn't finish it, so I can't really like give a ton of feedback because I didn't finish it, right? So that's why I'm curious to see how Kristen does with it. You know, if it holds her interest and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And I'll definitely let you know. I like what I'm reading so far. I just haven't read tons of it. I'm curious about her opinion too. Yeah. This was if she says a good. I'm reading it. Are you talking about me or Mary? Either way, I get it.
Yeah, and don't go by me though. I think that was a Mary issue, not the book.
Well, and I'm sure like some things like these, which can be like more intense reads, you gotta be in the right mood for it too, right?
True.
Like
true.
I probably wouldn't be reading right now if I didn't have to. Just because you gotta be in the right mood for like a more dense, nonfiction, probably a little sad kind of read, you know?
Yeah.
I agree with Reid. That Squee is the best of them.
Oh, okay.
It is. It just is. It's funnier. It's lighter because Johnny the Homicidal Man, he is a homicidal maniac. So it's like it's intense. Wacky. It's intense, but it's wacky. You know, like it's over the top. Don't go into it being like, oh, he killed somebody. It needs to be like, oh, he's wacky killing somebody. Like that's the bit.
It's fair.
So,
what is he doing now?
Just writing Invader Zim. Because I think Invader Zim is still going on with Oni.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
I thought you were asking about Johnny. I'm like, what's Johnny doing now?
But
killing people. Probably.
They did the Invader Zim movie. That was years ago, within the past 5 or 6 years. But
nice.
He won't ever come back to comics, though. He won't ever come back to like drawing them. He's talked about that.
Oh. I need to read Ducks too, which has been sitting on my shelf since it came out. Yeah. Kyle gifted me this one, and I'm like, yeah, I need to read it, and I just haven't. So I'm glad I have an excuse. Actually, I think
that's a book that I think you needed to have an excuse to read.
I look forward to opinions on it. Yeah, and I really like her art. Her art's great.
Has Maddie said anything about what she's thinking of it so far?
No, probably because she hasn't read it yet. Maddie's favorite thing is to read it right before the show.
Yeah, because she reads like 50 pages per.
Yeah, I mean, there's only like 430-ish pages here, so she probably only needs 5 minutes or so. Like, she's so fast. So.
I wish I could read as fast as she does. I
know. I do too.
Yeah.
It's a gift.
Yep.
Well, what else do we have to talk about? Did we cover it all?
Trying to see. Yeah, I think we did.
Does anyone want to know how much little Daryl's been? He's sitting here with me for some reason.
Where'd you pull him from?
I moved him off a shelf, and then I was like, I don't know where to put him. And then I was like, oh, he's just falling off his bike. And I've been trying to fix it, and it doesn't. I don't know. I got to fix it. I don't sit here and play with the things or anything. He's usually on a shelf. I think he just fell. Sure. Although I am calling him he, so. Anyway, there's that.
Goodness.
My goodness.
Thanks, Reid.
No problem.
All right. Well, thank you all for being here. Please let us know what you're reading. We want to know.
For sure.
I feel like.
Oh, go ahead, Kristen.
I was going to say, I just feel like we'll be back here on Thursday, same time. We've been really good at it, and if we're not, we will definitely let you know.
Sure.
Oh, Mike thinks you're drunk.
I think he's talking about the Daryl.
Oh.
Wow.
No. I assume it's you because I'm like, is your sugar okay? That's where my head goes. That's where my head goes.
It's not great.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's where my head went, Reid. Yeah, you're right. He's drunk. Something's going on here. Mm-hmm. He shouldn't be driving that bike, probably. Oh, one last question. Kristen, did you read that amazing book Reid made you read? Are we referring to the Ultimate Club book? Is that the one? Because no.
Are we referring to any of the books? Because she's only read one. And she liked it.
To be fair, okay. So they're saying, I'm sorry, I love that video. I laughed so much. I'm so glad you did. We're going to do a follow-up. It will happen. The problem is Reid made it so hard to do a follow-up because it's so much to read for me. And I don't know what to do about it. I am reading this. This was in the video, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
that was the easiest one.
I'm like halfway through this one. I read another one. I liked that one. No spoilers because we're going to do follow-up. We have to watch the movies. And that's on you. You got to figure out where they're streaming.
They're streaming on Paramount Plus. You're too busy watching Big Brother.
You're right. Hey, and by you got into Big Brother as well. You watched nearly that whole... Yeah, you did. You watched all of Big Brother Canada Season 3 with me.
Yeah, that's true.
We just finished it last night. It's very exciting. Yeah.
And I'm going to need a reminder to watch the first episode of Schitt's Creek.
Okay. I'll have to remember that.
Yeah.
Not like... Apparently, I only remember when I'm on here harping you about it. So we'll see if we can remember elsewhere. Okay. Oh,
I thought you were pulling something up. I heard clicking.
Oh no. Yeah, I did too. Was there clicking?
Yeah. Were you using the mouse?
Oh no. Maybe I hit it on accident.
You heard? Yeah, Reid heard it too.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry,
I got nothing.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. We were just like we thought you were like maybe sharing the screen. Maybe
Oh, well now I'm gonna say.
Oh.
Mike watched the first episode and liked it. So.
There we go.
All right.
You have a great night too, Chris. Thank you again.
Chris.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chris. And thank you, everybody, for backing the Kickstarter. I'm so happy we did it.
Yay! Please check it out if you haven't. Link is in the description.
Let's get to the hardcover now.
Yes.
We all want hardcovers, right? Love that.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.